Tonight, we're going to revisit the golden era of FC Barcelona. These were the years when their style of play didn't just win games, it changed how people saw the sport. We'll move slowly through each season, remembering the moments that made this team unforgettable. From magical nights at the Camp Nou, to the rivalries that pushed them to new heights, it's a story filled with brilliance, emotion, and evolution. Welcome to Sleepy Sports, where you fall asleep to the greatest moments in sports history. As the sun dipped below the horizon of Barcelona, casting a warm glow over the city, the atmosphere around the Camp Nou began to change in the early days of the 2003 to 2004 season. A palpable sense of hope and renewal swept through the club, which had been experiencing a turbulent period marked by inconsistency and disappointment. FC Barcelona, a team steeped in rich history and tradition, was on the cusp of transformation, and it was in this season that the groundwork for what would become a footballing dynasty was carefully laid. The arrival of Frank Rijkaard as manager was a pivotal moment for the club. Rijkaard, a former player who had donned the Barcelona colours with pride during his career, brought a calm and composed demeanour to the sideline. His deep understanding of the game was complemented by a vision that sought to return the club to its roots, emphasizing a style of play that celebrated possession and creativity. Rijkaard's tactical balance was essential, as he sought to unify a squad that had been fragmented in previous years, struggling to find its identity. Under his guidance, players began to regain their confidence, and the whispers of hope grew louder among the fans. At the same time, Joan Laporta began his presidency, ushering in a new era for the club. Laporta was a charismatic figure, and his vision for FC Barcelona was ambitious and modern. He understood the importance of not just winning titles, but also of nurturing a philosophy that would resonate with the club's identity. Laporta sought to strengthen the club financially, while also investing in the youth academy, famously known as La Masia, which had long been the heart of Barcelona's success. His leadership was a breath of fresh air, bringing with it a renewed sense of purpose and a commitment to building a team that would inspire future generations. In this season, the emergence of young players from La Masia began to take center stage, and it was a beautiful sight to behold. The academy had produced many talented individuals over the years, but the 2003 to 2004 season marked a turning point. The likes of Carles Puyol, Xavi Hernandez, and Andrés Iniesta were beginning to make their mark on the first team, showcasing the fruits of the club's commitment to developing homegrown talent. Each of these players embodied the spirit of Barcelona, demonstrating skill, creativity, and an unwavering dedication to the team. Their rise was not just a testament to their individual abilities, but also a reflection of the nurturing environment that Rijkaard and Laporta were cultivating. Amidst this backdrop, the arrival of a certain Brazilian magician would change the course of FC Barcelona's history. Ronaldinho, a player whose very essence radiated joy and charisma, made his way to the club in 2003. His presence on the pitch was nothing short of mesmerizing. With his dazzling footwork and infectious smile, Ronaldinho quickly became a fan favorite, captivating audiences with his unique style of play. He was not just a player, he was an artist, painting moments of brilliance with each touch of the ball. His arrival marked a turning point for the club, igniting a spark of belief among fans and teammates alike. Ronaldinho's ability to entertain while also delivering results brought joy back to the Camp Nou, and his influence extended far beyond the pitch. As the season unfolded, the philosophy that would define FC Barcelona began to take shape. It was a philosophy rooted in joy, unity, and a commitment to possession-based football. Rijkaard emphasized the importance of ball control and teamwork, encouraging players to express themselves and play with freedom. This approach resonated with the club's identity and its storied past, harkening back to the days when Johan Cruyff had laid the foundations for total football in the 1970s and 80s. The seeds of this philosophy were being sown, and as the players embraced it, a sense of camaraderie blossomed within the squad. Barcelona's rivalry with Real Madrid, known as El Clásico, loomed large over the season. Matches between these two giants of Spanish football were always intense and filled with emotion, and the 2003 to 2004 season was no exception. The rivalry was not just about points, it was about pride, tradition, and the very essence of what it meant to be a Barcelona player. The matches against Real Madrid were opportunities to showcase the team's growth and the new philosophy under Rijkaard's guidance. The anticipation leading up to these encounters was palpable, with fans eagerly awaiting the chance to see their team compete against their fiercest rivals. As the season progressed, Barcelona began to find their rhythm, with Ronaldinho leading the charge. His ability to create chances, score goals, and bring out the best in his teammates was instrumental in the team's success. The combination of youthful exuberance and experienced leadership created a harmonious balance that allowed the players to flourish. Each match became a canvas for expression, with the players embracing the philosophy of joy and unity that Rijkaard had instilled in them. The Camp Nou became a sanctuary of hope, with fans cheering on their heroes as they began to rediscover their winning ways. Barcelona's journey through the 2003 to 2004 season was not without its challenges. There were moments of adversity, matches that tested their resolve, and opponents who sought to undermine their newfound confidence. Yet with each challenge, the team grew stronger. They learned to rely on one another, building a sense of trust that would become the foundation of their future successes. The lessons learned during this period would prove invaluable as they navigated the highs and lows of the footballing world. As the season drew to a close, it became clear that FC Barcelona was on the brink of something special. The groundwork laid during this time would serve as the bedrock for a new era of dominance in Spanish and European football. The arrival of Frank Rijkaard, the vision of Joan Laporta, the emergence of young talents, and the magic of Ronaldinho all converged to create a perfect storm of success. The seeds of philosophy that had been planted were beginning to take root, and the club was ready to embark on a journey that would forever change its destiny. The 2003 to 2004 season was a quiet yet powerful beginning, a time when FC Barcelona began to rediscover its identity and purpose. It was a season filled with hope, joy, and the promise of greatness, and as the fans left the Camp Nou, their hearts full of anticipation, they knew they were witnessing the birth of a footballing dynasty. The echoes of that season would resonate for years to come, reminding everyone of the magic that can happen when a club embraces its identity and plays with passion, unity, and joy. In the 2004 to 2005 season, FC Barcelona emerged like a phoenix from the ashes, reclaiming its place at the pinnacle of Spanish football after a long 6-year wait for the La Liga title. This transformation was orchestrated by the brilliant mind of Frank Rijkaard, who had taken the helm of the club a couple of seasons earlier. Under his guidance, the team began to embody a style of play that was not just effective, but also captivating. It was a blend of artistry and efficiency that resonated with fans and players alike, creating an atmosphere of hope and excitement that had been absent for far too long. At the heart of this renaissance was the dazzling Ronaldinho, a player whose sheer joy and infectious smile lit up the pitch. His unique ability to weave through defenders with elegance and flair made him a constant threat, and he quickly became the focal point of the team's attacking play. The fans adored him, not just for his skill, but for the joy he brought to the game. Ronaldinho's playful demeanor and creative genius turned every match into a spectacle. He had this magical way of making the ball dance at his feet, as if it were an extension of his body. It was as though he could hear the rhythm of the game, and with each touch, he would orchestrate a symphony of movement that left spectators in awe. Alongside Ronaldinho, the squad boasted a mix of seasoned professionals and emerging stars who complemented one another perfectly. Deco, The Portuguese midfielder, with a keen eye for a pass, played a crucial role in linking the midfield and attack. His vision and intelligence on the ball allowed him to dictate the pace of the game, often finding Ronaldinho or Samuel Eto'o in spaces where they could exploit the opposition. Eto'o, a striker with an insatiable hunger for goals, quickly established himself as one of the most lethal forwards in Europe. His positioning, speed, and clinical finishing brought a new dimension to Barcelona's attack. And then there was Carles Puyol, the steadfast defender, whose leadership and tenacity on the backline provided a solid foundation for the team's ambitions. Puyol was not just a defender, he was the heart and soul of the team. His relentless spirit and commitment to the cause inspired those around him, and he played a key role in ensuring that the team remained resilient at the back, even during challenging moments. Each time he threw himself into a tackle, or led his teammates with a rallying cry, he embodied the fighting spirit that Barcelona fans cherished so deeply. As the season unfolded, the chemistry among these players grew stronger, and the rhythm of their play began to resemble a finely tuned orchestra. The ball moved with a grace that made football feel like a dance, and each player contributed to the melody of the game. The combination of Ronaldinho's flair, Deco's precision, Eto'o's ruthlessness, and Puyol's grit created a tapestry of football that was not only effective but also beautiful to watch. The team's resurgence was not without its challenges, though. Rivals like Real Madrid and Atletico de Madrid were always lurking, eager to reclaim their own glory. The fierce rivalry with Real Madrid, known as El Clásico, was particularly intense. Matches between these two giants of Spanish football were more than just games, they were battles for pride, prestige, and supremacy. The atmosphere during these encounters was electric, with fans from both sides creating a cacophony of noise that reverberated through the stadiums. In the 2004-2005 season, Barcelona faced Real Madrid not once but twice, and both matches were pivotal in shaping the title race. In the first encounter, held at the Santiago Bernabéu Stadium, Barcelona put on a masterclass performance, winning 3-0. Ronaldinho was the star of the show, scoring 2 goals and leaving the Madrid defenders bewildered with his skill. The second encounter, played at the Camp Nou, was another emphatic victory for Barcelona, further establishing their dominance in the league. These wins not only boosted the players' confidence, but also instilled a sense of belief among the fans that the club was on the brink of something special. As the season progressed, the belief within the squad continued to grow. Each match became an opportunity for them to showcase their talents and solidify their understanding of Rijkaard's vision. The team began to play with an air of confidence that had been missing for years. They were no longer just a collection of talented individuals. They had transformed into a cohesive unit, a family that fought for one another on the pitch. This sense of unity was palpable, and it resonated with the supporters who filled the stands week after week. The title race was not merely about winning, it was about restoring pride to a club that had experienced its share of disappointments. Barcelona fans had longed for a return to the glory days, and with each passing week, the dream of lifting the La Liga trophy seemed more attainable. The players were aware of the weight of expectation, but rather than succumbing to pressure, they embraced it. There was a shared understanding that they were part of a historical journey, one that would be remembered for generations to come. By the time the season reached its climax, Barcelona had established a commanding lead at the top of the table. Their flowing style of play, characterized by quick passing, intelligent movement, and relentless pressing, had become a hallmark of their identity. The footballing world began to take notice, and whispers of a Barcelona renaissance filled the air. The players were aware that they were not just playing for themselves, but for the legacy of the club and its devoted supporters. In the final matches of the season, as the trophy grew closer, the atmosphere around the club became electric. Each game felt like a celebration, and the fans rallied behind their team with unwavering support. The players responded in kind, putting in performances that would etch their names into the history books. The culmination of the season came on a sun-drenched afternoon at the Camp Nou, where a sea of blue and garnet filled the stands, eager to witness history in the making. When the final whistle blew and the referee signaled the end of the match, the stadium erupted in a cacophony of cheers. Barcelona had reclaimed the La Liga title, their first in 6 years. The players embraced one another, tears of joy streaming down their faces as they celebrated their triumph. Ronaldinho, with his trademark smile, lifted the trophy high above his head, a symbol of hope and rebirth for a club that had experienced its share of heartache. This title was not just a victory, it was a testament to the hard work, dedication and belief that had been instilled in the squad by Frank Rijkaard. It was a moment that would resonate through the annals of football history, one that marked the beginning of a new era for FC Barcelona. The players knew that this was just the start, that they were capable of achieving even greater heights. The 2004 to 2005 season would be remembered not just for the trophy, but for the spirit of camaraderie and the joy of playing beautiful football that defined it. As the sun set over the Camp Nou that day, the world of football watched in admiration. FC Barcelona had not only reclaimed its place among the elite, but had also captured the hearts of millions. The journey was far from over, and the echoes of that triumphant season would linger long into the future, inspiring generations to come. In the years that followed, the club would continue to build on this foundation, striving for greatness while remaining true to its roots. But for now, this moment belonged to them, a celebration of football, friendship, and the magic that happens when belief turns into momentum. In the campaign of 2005 to 2006, FC Barcelona emerged with a brilliance that captured the hearts of soccer fans around the globe. After a 14-year wait, the club found itself at the pinnacle of European soccer, a moment that felt like a long-awaited homecoming for a team steeped in rich history and tradition. The stage was set for a grand spectacle in Paris, where the UEFA Champions League final would unfold, pitting Barcelona against the formidable Arsenal. Barcelona, under the guidance of their astute coach Frank Rijkaard, had a squad that sparkled with talent and creativity. The Brazilian maestro Ronaldinho, with his mesmerizing dribbling and infectious joy for the game, was at the heart of this resurgence. His ability to weave through defenders, leaving them in his wake, was a sight to behold. Alongside him was the Cameroonian striker Samuel Eto'o, whose sharp instincts and clinical finishing had made him a nightmare for opposing defenses. Together, they formed a dynamic duo that would be pivotal in the club's quest for glory. As the final approached, anticipation filled the air, not just in Barcelona, but across the world. The match itself would unfold like a beautifully scripted drama, filled with tension and emotional highs and lows. Arsenal, managed by the innovative Arsène Wenger, entered the fray with their own story of resilience. The Gunners had been playing a brand of soccer that emphasized fluidity and teamwork, and they were more than ready to challenge the Catalan giants. The match kicked off on that memorable night in Paris, and from the very beginning, it was evident that both teams were eager to stake their claim. Arsenal struck first, taking the lead with a goal from their captain, Thierry Henry. It was a moment that sent a ripple of concern through the Barcelona camp, as the Gunners seemed poised to upset the odds. However, Barcelona's spirit was unyielding. They had faced adversity before, and the belief within the squad was palpable. As the minutes ticked by, the tension mounted. Barcelona's players began to assert their authority, pushing forward with a sense of purpose that had become their trademark. Ronaldinho, with his dazzling footwork, started to create openings, while Eto'o remained a constant threat, lurking in the shadows, waiting for his chance. The collective effort of the team began to shine through, and soon enough, it paid off. In the 78th minute, the breakthrough came. Samuel Eto'o, with his knack for being in the right place at the right time, found the equalizer. The stadium erupted as Barcelona fans celebrated with unrestrained joy. It was a moment that encapsulated the essence of their journey. It was not just a goal, it was a testament to their resilience and unity. With the score level at 1-1, the match intensified. Both teams pushed for the win, and the tension was palpable. The clock continued to run down, but Barcelona's determination was unwavering. In the dying moments of the game, they found their decisive moment. A well-placed ball from the right side found the feet of Belletti, who charged into the box with purpose. In that instant, he struck, sending the ball past the Arsenal goalkeeper Manuel Almunia and into the net. The roar from the Barcelona supporters was deafening, a sound of pure elation that echoed around the grand stadium. As the referee blew the final whistle, the sense of relief and joy washed over the Barcelona players and fans alike. They had not only won the match, but had done so with a style and grace that would be remembered for years to come. This victory was more than just a trophy. It was a reaffirmation of their identity, a return to the top of European soccer after a long and arduous journey. The triumph in Paris brought with it a wave of pride and peace to fans around the world. The iconic blue and garnet colors of FC Barcelona now shone brightly in the hearts of millions. This victory was a celebration of their philosophy, a beautiful game played with elegance and flair. The legacy of players like Ronaldinho and Eto'o would be etched in history, as they had played pivotal roles in crafting this moment of glory. As the celebrations began, the entire footballing world took notice. Barcelona was back, and their journey to the top was not merely about the trophies they would lift, but about the way they played the game. It was a philosophy that resonated deeply within the fabric of the club, one that emphasized artistry, teamwork, and respect for the game. In the years that followed, FC Barcelona would continue to build upon this foundation, attracting new talents and nurturing homegrown stars. The likes of Lionel Messi, Andrés Iniesta, and Xavi Hernandez would soon emerge, further solidifying the club's status as a powerhouse of world soccer. Their style of play, often referred to as Tiki-Taka, would redefine how the game was played, emphasizing short passes and movement off the ball. However, the rivalry with clubs like Real Madrid would keep the spirit of competition alive. The El Clasico matches, which pitted these two giants against one another, would become legendary, showcasing some of the most memorable moments in soccer history. The battles on the pitch would often mirror the larger cultural and historical narratives between the two cities, adding a layer of depth to their encounters. As FC Barcelona continued to flourish, the impact of their 2006 triumph echoed throughout the soccer world. It was a moment that not only marked a return to prominence, but also signaled the beginning of a new era. The club would go on to experience unprecedented success, winning multiple domestic league titles and European championships, each victory building upon the legacy established that fateful night in Paris. In the end, FC Barcelona's journey is a testament to the power of belief, resilience, and the beauty of the game. The club's rich history, filled with highs and lows, is a reminder of the passion that fuels soccer, uniting fans from all walks of life. As they celebrated their 2006 triumph, it became clear that FC Barcelona was not just a football club, it was a symbol of hope, artistry, and the relentless pursuit of excellence. As the sun began to set on the 2006 to 2007 season, FC Barcelona found itself at a crossroads, a delicate moment in time where success and uncertainty danced together. The previous years had been an exhilarating ride, filled with triumphs and trophies, that had established Barcelona as a formidable force in both La Liga and European competitions. Yet, like the gentle whisper of a breeze before a storm, there were signs that change was on the horizon. The vibrant brilliance of Ronaldinho, the team's charismatic and dazzling star, began to dim ever so slightly. Once the radiant heart of the squad, he now faced increasing scrutiny, and the pressure began to mount around him. Injuries had started to plague the team, a relentless wave that seemed to wash over their hopes and ambitions. Key players were sidelined, and fatigue began to settle in, casting a shadow over the squad that had once played with such fluidity and joy. The brilliance that had illuminated the Camp Nou just a season prior was still present, but it flickered at times as Barcelona stumbled in both La Liga and the UEFA Champions League. The weight of expectation loomed heavy, and the pressures of maintaining their lofty status began to reveal cracks in their once seamless facade. Yet, amidst this backdrop of uncertainty, a new light began to emerge. Young Lionel Messi, a prodigious talent who had been nurtured through the famed La Masia academy, started to shine more brightly than ever. With each appearance, he offered glimpses of a future that hinted at greatness, a promise that could lead the club into a new era. His youthful exuberance and remarkable skill added a refreshing dimension to the team, even as the more seasoned players faced their own struggles. The contrast between the experienced Ronaldinho and the burgeoning Messi was palpable, a subtle shift that hinted at the evolution of the team. As the season unfolded, questions began to swirl around the club's identity. Was this the beginning of a decline, or merely a transitional phase? Fans and pundits alike pondered the direction in which the club was headed, reflecting on the successes of the past while contemplating the possibilities of the future. The atmosphere surrounding the team was thick with anticipation and uncertainty, a quiet tension that hung in the air like the calm before a long-awaited rainfall. The rivalry with Real Madrid, one of the fiercest in sports, added another layer of complexity to the season. Matches against their arch-rivals were always charged with emotion and intensity, and this season was no exception. The El Clasico encounters were battles not just for points, but for pride and supremacy. As the two teams clashed on the pitch, the stakes felt higher than ever, with Barcelona seeking to maintain its status, while Madrid, always lurking, aimed to reclaim the glory that had slipped from their grasp. In the midst of these rivalries and challenges, the leadership of Frank Rijkaard came into sharper focus. The Dutchman had guided Barcelona to remarkable heights, but now he faced the daunting task of navigating this period of transition. Rijkaard's calm demeanor and tactical acumen would be tested as he sought to balance the needs of his seasoned players with the potential of the younger talents coming through. His ability to foster a harmonious environment would be crucial in ensuring that the team could adapt and evolve without losing sight of its core identity. The 2006 to 2007 season was marked by moments of brilliance, yet it was also a time of reflection. Matches were filled with flashes of the artistry that had defined Barcelona's play, but they were often tempered by the realities of fatigue and inconsistency. The team continued to exhibit glimpses of their renowned possession-based style, a hallmark of their philosophy, but it sometimes felt as though they were struggling to find their rhythm. As the season progressed, the Champions League offered an opportunity for the team to reclaim its status on the European stage. The group stages were navigated with a sense of purpose, and there were moments of magic, particularly from Messi, who dazzled fans with his audacious dribbles and clinical finishing. Each goal he scored seemed to echo the hopes of a club searching for a new narrative amidst the uncertainty of the present. Yet, as the knockout stages approached, the challenges intensified. Barcelona faced Chelsea in the round of 16, a matchup that carried its own weight of history and rivalry. The clashes between these two clubs had become a focal point in European football, marked by drama and controversy. The first leg at Stamford Bridge ended in a bitterly contested draw, and the return fixture at Camp Nou was set to be a defining moment for the team, a chance to rise above the whispers of doubt that had begun to surface. In the return leg, the atmosphere was electric, the hopes of the fans palpable as they filled the stands, yearning for a performance that would reaffirm their belief in the team. Barcelona took control of the match, showcasing flashes of their attacking brilliance, yet it was not without its trials. Chelsea, resilient and determined, fought back, and the match unfolded with a series of twists and turns that kept everyone on the edge of their seats. As the minutes ticked away, a moment of magic arrived. In a breathtaking display of skill and vision, Messi found the back of the net, sending the crowd into raptures. It was a goal that encapsulated not just his talent, but the very essence of Barcelona's spirit. Yet the match ended in controversy, with a late equalizer for Chelsea, casting a shadow over the celebrations. The result was disappointing, and the exit from the tournament felt like a bitter pill to swallow, a reminder that even in moments of brilliance, challenges remained. Back in La Liga, the season continued to unfold with its own set of trials. Barcelona found themselves in a dogfight for the title, with rivals lurking in the shadows. Each match became a test of character, a chance for the team to prove that they could rise to the occasion, even in the face of adversity. The ebb and flow of the league mirrored the uncertainties of the season, with performances that alternated between dazzling and frustrating. As the campaign drew to a close, the weight of the season began to settle in. Barcelona's players reflected on their journey, aware that they stood at a pivotal juncture. The successes of the past felt both empowering and constraining, and the whispers of change grew louder. The emergence of young talents like Messi provided a glimmer of hope, a chance to embrace a new identity, while the challenges faced by established stars like Ronaldinho served as a reminder that the journey of a club is often marked by both triumph and transition. In the quiet moments that followed the season's end, there was a sense of introspection. Supporters, players, and management alike contemplated what lay ahead. The questions lingered in the air, like the soft echoes of a song yet to be sung. Would Barcelona find a way to adapt and flourish in this new landscape, or would they become ensnared by the weight of their own history? As the club turned its gaze towards the future, the seeds of change were already beginning to take root, quietly whispering of a new dawn on the horizon. As the sun began to set on the 2007 to 2008 season, a palpable sense of change hung in the air around FC Barcelona. It was a time of transition, both on and off the pitch. The club, which had long been a beacon of footballing excellence, was navigating through a storm of uncertainty. The era of Frank Rijkaard, a time characterized by flair and creativity, was drawing to a close, yet the future seemed to glimmer with promise. This was the season when Lionel Messi, a young prodigy who had been quietly honing his craft, began to step out from the shadows of the legends that had come before him. Messi, who had been nurtured in the famed La Masia academy, was rapidly evolving into a player who would soon redefine the game itself. His dribbling ability was mesmerizing, as he danced effortlessly past defenders, leaving them in his wake. The close control he exhibited with the ball seemed almost otherworldly, a testament to countless hours spent perfecting his technique. With every match, he showcased an eye for goal that sent waves of excitement through the Camp Nou faithful. It was not uncommon to witness him weave through a forest of defenders, his diminutive stature allowing him to maneuver in tight spaces where others could not. Yet, amidst the individual brilliance of Messi, the team as a whole struggled to find consistency. Barcelona finished the season in third place in La Liga, a position that felt beneath the club's proud heritage. The team had its moments of magic, but they were often overshadowed by a lack of cohesion and defensive frailties that plagued their campaign. In Europe, the situation was no different. Barcelona found themselves unable to make a significant impact in the UEFA Champions League, a competition they had long aspired to conquer. The disappointment was palpable, and the weight of unmet expectations hung heavily on the players and coaching staff alike. As the season progressed, the winds of change began to blow through the club. Ronaldinho, the flamboyant Brazilian, who had been the face of Barcelona for several years, departed, leaving a void that was not easily filled. His departure marked the end of an era, one that had been defined by his dazzling footwork and infectious smile. Rijkaard, too, bid farewell to the club, leaving behind a legacy that would be remembered fondly, yet also one that hinted at the need for renewal. With his exit, the stage was set for a new cycle to begin, one that would take the club into a new chapter of its storied history. Amidst this backdrop of change, a quiet genius named Pep Guardiola waited patiently in the wings. Guardiola, a former Barcelona player himself, had spent years learning the intricacies of the game and developing his coaching philosophy. He had been part of the legendary Barcelona team that won the UEFA Champions League in 1992, and his deep understanding of the club's culture and values made him the ideal candidate to lead the next phase of Barcelona's evolution. As whispers of his appointment began to circulate, there was a sense of anticipation among fans and pundits alike. Would Guardiola be able to harness the raw talent of Messi and others to create a team that could reclaim its place at the summit of football? As the 2008 season approached, Guardiola took the reins, bringing with him a vision that would soon captivate the world. He understood that to succeed, he needed to instill a sense of unity and purpose within the squad. The players, many of whom had faced criticism during the previous season, required a renewed sense of confidence and belief in their abilities. Guardiola's approach was rooted in possession-based football, emphasizing the importance of keeping the ball and using it wisely. This philosophy resonated deeply with Barcelona's identity, and it was a style that would soon come to define their success. Under Guardiola's guidance, Messi flourished even further. The connection between the coach and the player was immediate, as Guardiola recognized the unique qualities that Messi possessed. He encouraged Messi to take on a more central role, allowing him to influence the game from deeper positions on the pitch. This tactical shift proved to be a masterstroke, as Messi began to score goals at an astonishing rate. The once quiet boy from Rosario, Argentina, was now a force to be reckoned with, captivating audiences around the world with his skill and creativity. As the season unfolded, Barcelona began to find its rhythm. The team played with a fluidity that was reminiscent of the great sides from the past. Xavi Hernandez and Andrés Iniesta, two midfield maestros, complemented Messi's brilliance, orchestrating play with precision and vision. Their ability to control the tempo of the game provided a platform for the team to express itself, and soon enough the Camp Nou was alive with the sound of joy and celebration. The fans, who had endured a tumultuous previous season, found themselves swept up in the magic of what Guardiola was creating. Rivalries, too, added an extra layer of intrigue to the season. The fierce competition with Real Madrid, known as El Clásico, never failed to capture the imagination of fans. As the two teams clashed on the pitch, the stakes were always high, and the atmosphere electric. In the 2008 season, Barcelona faced Real Madrid at the Santiago Bernabéu, in a match that would become a defining moment in Guardiola's early tenure. The team delivered a stunning performance, winning 4-0 and showcasing the brand of football that would come to epitomize Guardiola's Barcelona. It was a statement victory, one that signaled to the world that the club was back and ready to reclaim its place among the elite. As the season progressed, Barcelona's confidence grew. They embarked on a remarkable journey through domestic and European competitions, fueled by the belief that Guardiola instilled in his players. The team demonstrated an unwavering commitment to their style of play, and the results began to speak for themselves. Fans watched in awe as Messi, now fully embracing his role as the team's talisman, scored goals that defied explanation. Each strike, each dribble, became a testament to the hours of dedication and hard work that had gone into his development. In the backdrop of this unfolding drama, The influence of key figures from Barcelona's past remained ever present. The legacy of Johan Cruyff, whose philosophies had laid the foundation for the club's approach, resonated deeply within the walls of Camp Nou. Cruyff's vision of total football had shaped generations of players, and Guardiola was a direct beneficiary of that ideology. The bond between the past and present was palpable, as Guardiola sought to honor the traditions of the club while forging a new path forward. As the 2008 season drew to a close, FC Barcelona emerged as a force to be reckoned with, a phoenix rising from the ashes of the previous campaign. The club had not only reclaimed its identity, but had also begun to redefine the landscape of football itself. The promise of greatness was no longer a distant dream. It was a reality that was unfolding before the eyes of fans worldwide. And at the heart of it all was Lionel Messi, a player whose journey from a timid young boy to a global superstar was just beginning. In the months and years that followed, the impact of Guardiola's influence would be felt far beyond the confines of Barcelona. The team's style of play would inspire a generation of coaches and players, changing the way football was understood and appreciated. Messi, whose brilliance had been nurtured under Guardiola's guidance, would go on to shatter records and etch his name in the annals of sporting history. The story of FC Barcelona during the 2007-2008 season was just the beginning of a remarkable journey that would see the club reach unparalleled heights, forever changing the face of the beautiful game. In 2008, a new chapter began for FC Barcelona, one that would transform the very essence of how football was played and perceived. This was the season when Pep Guardiola, a former captain of the club, stepped into the role of head coach. His appointment marked a turning point, not just for Barcelona, but for the world of football itself. Guardiola brought with him a vision that combined discipline with creativity, a philosophy rooted in the belief that football should be played beautifully. His approach was refreshing and innovative, emphasizing not just the need to win, but to win with style and grace. Guardiola's arrival coincided with a golden generation of players, many of whom had grown up in the club's famed La Masia academy. Among them were Xavi Hernandez and Andrés Iniesta, two midfield maestros whose understanding of the game was profound. They were complemented by a young Lionel Messi, who was beginning to emerge as a global superstar. The synergy between these players was remarkable, and Guardiola recognized the importance of harnessing their talents to create something extraordinary. He had a unique ability to instill confidence in his players, to encourage them to express themselves on the pitch, and to trust in their instincts. One of Guardiola's first significant decisions was to promote Sergio Busquets from the youth ranks. Busquets had a calmness and intelligence that belied his years, and Guardiola saw in him the perfect anchor for his midfield. With Busquets providing defensive solidity, Xavi and Iniesta could roam freely, orchestrating the play and linking up with the forwards. This trio became the heartbeat of the team, and their chemistry was mesmerizing to watch. Every pass was purposeful, every movement seemed rehearsed, and the players moved in harmony, as if choreographed in a dance. The style of play that emerged under Guardiola was soon dubbed Tiki-Taka. This term described a high-possession game, characterized by short, quick passes and relentless movement. It was a style that sought to dominate the ball, suffocating opponents with an unyielding rhythm. Barcelona became known for their ability to control matches, dictating the tempo and leaving rival teams chasing shadows. The intricate passing sequences and the fluidity of their attacks made every match a spectacle, drawing fans into a trance-like state as they watched the ball glide effortlessly from one player to another. As the season progressed, Barcelona's results were nothing short of astonishing. They stormed through La Liga, showcasing their newfound dominance. Each match became a showcase of their attacking prowess, and the team seemed to revel in the beautiful game. The fans, known for their passionate support, filled the stands at Camp Nou, creating an atmosphere that was electric. The sight of thousands of supporters clad in the iconic Blaugrana colors, singing in unison, was a sight to behold. It was a reminder that football was not merely a game, it was a shared experience, a celebration of community and culture. In the Copa del Rey, Barcelona faced challenges, but their attacking style proved too much for most opponents. The team progressed through the rounds with a sense of purpose, each match reinforcing their belief in Guardiola's vision. The final was set against Athletic Club, a traditional rival, steeped in history. The match took place at the Mestalla Stadium, and the atmosphere was charged with anticipation. Barcelona played with confidence, embodying the principles that Guardiola had instilled in them. They emerged victorious, lifting the trophy and adding another piece to their growing legacy. Perhaps the pinnacle of their season came in the UEFA Champions League. Barcelona had long been a contender in Europe, but they sought to reclaim their place at the summit of the footballing world. The tournament was filled with formidable opponents, each with their own strengths and tactical approaches. Yet Barcelona approached each match with a sense of purpose and an unwavering belief in their style of play. Their journey through the knockout stages was a testament to their resilience and determination. In the semi-finals, they faced Chelsea, a team known for their physicality and defensive organization. The first leg at Stamford Bridge was a tense affair, with Barcelona struggling to break down Chelsea's resolute defense. However, they returned to Camp Nou for the second leg, with a sense of urgency. The atmosphere was palpable as the fans filled the stadium, their hopes resting on the shoulders of the players. Barcelona produced a performance for the ages, displaying their trademark Tiki-Taka style, with precision and flair. They emerged victorious, securing their place in the final. The final itself was a showdown against Manchester United, another titan of European football. The match took place at the iconic Stadio Olimpico in Rome, and the world watched with bated breath. Barcelona played with a sense of freedom, their passing sequences mesmerizing the audience. Lionel Messi, who had become the face of the club, delivered a performance that would be etched in history. His goal, a soaring header that caught everyone by surprise, was a moment of pure magic. Barcelona won the match 2-0, securing the Champions League trophy and completing an extraordinary treble. As the season came to a close, the impact of Guardiola's vision was undeniable. Barcelona had not only won trophies, but had also redefined how football could be played. Their style became a benchmark for teams around the world, inspiring a generation of players and coaches to embrace the beauty of the game. Guardiola's emphasis on youth development and attacking football resonated far beyond the confines of Camp Nou. It sparked conversations about the essence of football itself, about the joy of playing with purpose and creativity. In the years that followed, FC Barcelona continued to build on the foundation laid during that memorable season. The club's philosophy became a blueprint for success, and they would go on to enjoy further triumphs, both domestically and in Europe. The players who had flourished under Guardiola became legends in their own right, their names forever etched in the annals of football history. Xavi and Iniesta would lead the Spanish national team to glory, while Messi would establish himself as one of the greatest players to ever grace the game. However, it was not just Barcelona's successes that defined this era. Their fierce rivalry with Real Madrid intensified, with the two clubs engaging in a battle that captivated fans around the globe. The matches, known as El Clásico, became a stage for the best players in the world to showcase their talents. Each encounter was charged with emotion, history, and the weight of expectation. The rivalry pushed both clubs to new heights, fostering a spirit of competition that would shape the landscape of football for years to come. As the sun set on the 2008-2009 season, FC Barcelona emerged, not just as a football club, but as a symbol of artistry, teamwork, and the relentless pursuit of excellence. The legacy of that season would be felt for generations, inspiring countless players and fans alike. It was a reminder that football, at its core, is about more than just winning. It is about the joy of the game, the beauty of teamwork, and the unbreakable bond between a club and its supporters. In this journey through time, FC Barcelona etched its name into the hearts of millions, forever changing the way the world perceives the beautiful game. In the 2009 to 2010 season, FC Barcelona continued to showcase their extraordinary talent and tactical prowess under the guidance of Pep Guardiola. The previous season had seen them reach unprecedented heights, winning the treble of the domestic league, the domestic cup, and the UEFA Champions League. However, as they set out to defend their Champions League title, they faced the harsh realities of football, where glory can be fleeting. Despite this, their domestic dominance remained unwavering, as they continued to impress fans and pundits alike with their beautiful style of play. Lionel Messi, already a household name, emerged as the team's talisman, scoring an astonishing 47 goals in all competitions. His brilliance was particularly highlighted during a memorable night against Arsenal in the Champions League, where he netted 4 goals, leaving spectators in awe of his skill and determination. The way he glided past defenders, often with a delicate touch or a sudden burst of speed, was emblematic of his unique ability to change the course of a match, single-handedly. Each goal he scored seemed to tell a story, a narrative woven into the fabric of Barcelona's ongoing legacy. The midfield trio of Xavi Hernandez, Andrés Iniesta, and Sergio Busquets operated like a well-oiled machine. They embodied the essence of the Tiki-Taka philosophy, which had become synonymous with Barcelona's identity. This style emphasized short, quick passes and movement off the ball, creating a fluidity that was mesmerizing to watch. Xavi, with his uncanny ability to dictate the tempo, would often be seen orchestrating the game from deep within the midfield. Iniesta, with his close control and dribbling ability, danced through defenses, while Busquets, ever the silent guardian, provided the necessary balance and cover, allowing his teammates the freedom to express themselves. As the season progressed, Barcelona faced fierce competition from their arch-rivals, Real Madrid. The El Clasico matches between these two giants are always charged with emotion and intensity, and the 2009 to 2010 season was no exception. Real Madrid, under the management of Manuel Pellegrini, had assembled a formidable squad, featuring stars like Cristiano Ronaldo, Kaká, and Karim Benzema. The rivalry between Messi and Ronaldo was beginning to take shape, with fans eagerly anticipating each encounter to see who would shine brighter on the day. In one of the most anticipated El Clasico clashes, held at the Santiago Bernabéu Stadium, Barcelona delivered a stunning performance, winning 6-2. This match would go down in history as a defining moment of the season, illustrating the gulf in class between the two sides at that moment. Messi scored 2 goals, while Thierry Henry and Xavi also found the net, showcasing the collective strength of the team. The manner in which Barcelona dismantled their rivals that day was a testament to Guardiola's tactical acumen and the players' commitment to their roles. Throughout the season, Barcelona's Tiki-Taka philosophy matured into something more profound than just a tactical approach. It became a language that the players spoke fluently. The way they moved together, anticipating each other's actions, created a rhythm that was both captivating and effective. Fans were treated to a brand of football that was not only about winning, but about the artistry of the game itself. The players embraced this style with passion, understanding that they were part of something greater than themselves. The domestic league campaign saw Barcelona dominate La Liga, finishing at the top of the table and securing the title once again. Their attacking prowess, combined with a solid defensive unit, made them a formidable opponent for any team. Matches became exhibitions of their skill, as they often overwhelmed their opponents with their quick passing and intelligent movement. Guardiola's philosophy was being etched into the club's DNA, setting a standard that would influence future generations of players and coaches. As the season progressed towards its conclusion, the Champions League proved to be a bittersweet experience for Barcelona. After a convincing group stage and a thrilling round of 16 matchup against Stuttgart, they faced the challenge of Inter Milan in the semi-finals. Under the management of José Mourinho, Inter was known for their resolute defending and tactical discipline. The first leg, played at the San Siro, ended in a 3-1 defeat for Barcelona, a result that left many wondering if they could overturn the deficit in the return leg at home. In the second leg at the Camp Nou, Barcelona gave everything they had, pushing for goals and creating numerous chances. However, despite their relentless pressure and dominating possession, they could only manage a 1-0 victory. The aggregate score of 3-2 meant that their hopes of defending the Champions League title were dashed. It was a moment of heartbreak for the players and fans alike, yet it also highlighted the unpredictable nature of football, where even the best teams can find themselves on the wrong end of a result. Despite the disappointment in Europe, Barcelona's domestic success provided a silver lining. The team continued to build on their achievements, solidifying their status as one of the top clubs in the world. The influence of Guardiola and his coaching staff was evident in the way the players grew and developed throughout the season. Young talents emerged from the famed La Masia academy, ensuring that the club's philosophy would continue to thrive for years to come. As the season came to a close, the legacy of FC Barcelona during the 2009-2010 season became clearer. They were not just champions, they were artists on the pitch, weaving a tapestry of beautiful football that captivated audiences around the globe. The Tiki-Taka style, once a strategy, had transformed into a way of life for the players, a shared understanding that transcended mere tactics. Looking back, it is easy to see how pivotal this season was in shaping the future of the club. The experiences gained, both triumphant and painful, would serve as lessons for the players and coaching staff alike. The camaraderie forged on the training ground and in the heat of battle created bonds that would last a lifetime, as they navigated the highs and lows of their footballing journey together. The 2009-2010 season was a chapter in FC Barcelona's illustrious history, filled with moments of brilliance, fierce rivalries, and the relentless pursuit of excellence. It solidified their place in the pantheon of great football clubs, a testament to their commitment to playing the game in a way that was not only effective, but also beautiful. As fans continue to reflect on these moments, the essence of that season lives on, a reminder of the magic that can happen when talent, hard work, and passion come together in perfect harmony. In the 2010-2011 season, FC Barcelona delivered a performance that would be etched in football history as one of the greatest ever. This was a time when the team seemed to elevate the sport to an art form, blending skill, strategy, and teamwork into a beautiful tapestry on the pitch. Under the astute leadership of their coach, Pep Guardiola, the team was not just a collection of talented players, but a cohesive unit that moved with a shared purpose and an almost telepathic understanding of each other's movements. As the season unfolded, Barcelona showcased their brilliance in both domestic and European competitions. They began their La Liga campaign with an intensity that was palpable, and as they played through the season, it became clear that they were not just playing to win, they were playing to redefine the way football could be played. The midfield trio of Xavi Hernandez, Andrés Iniesta, and Sergio Busquets became the heartbeat of the team, controlling the tempo of matches with their precise passing and exceptional vision. Every pass, every movement, seemed to be choreographed, creating a rhythm that was mesmerizing to watch. The Champions League, the pinnacle of club football in Europe, was where Barcelona truly shone. Their journey through the tournament was nothing short of spectacular. In the group stage, they faced formidable opponents, but Barcelona's attacking prowess and defensive solidity proved too much for any challenger. The team's exceptional ball control and pressing style left rival teams scrambling, often unable to keep pace with the fluidity of Barcelona's play. As they progressed to the knockout stages, the anticipation grew. Fans from all corners of the globe were captivated by the team's style, and the excitement around their matches was electric. The quarter-final against Shakhtar Donetsk showcased their ability to dominate possession, creating countless chances while stifling the opposition's attempts to break through. The semi-final against Real Madrid, their fiercest rivals, was a monumental clash, steeped in history and rivalry. In this two-legged affair, Barcelona emerged victorious, reaffirming their dominance in both Spanish and European football. Then came the grand finale at Wembley Stadium on the 28th of May, 2011. The atmosphere was charged with excitement as Barcelona faced Manchester United, a team that had its own rich history and a formidable reputation. The match was billed as a battle of the Titans, and it did not disappoint. From the moment the whistle blew, it was clear that Barcelona had come to showcase their art. The ball glided effortlessly through the midfield, each player contributing to a symphony of movement and skill. Lionel Messi, the young maestro, was at the heart of the action. His ability to weave through defenders, coupled with his clinical finishing, made him a constant threat. As the first half unfolded, it was evident that the Manchester United defense was struggling to contain him. The first goal came from Pedro Rodriguez, a testament to Barcelona's relentless pressure and teamwork. Just moments later, Messi found the back of the net, sending waves of jubilation through the sea of blue and garnet-clad supporters. His goal was a masterclass in precision and timing, showcasing why he was regarded as one of the greatest players of all time. As the second half progressed, Manchester United managed to pull one back through Wayne Rooney, a moment that briefly ignited their hopes. But Barcelona, undeterred, quickly restored their two-goal lead with a stunning strike from Messi once again. The way the team responded to adversity was a hallmark of their character, and it was clear that they were not just playing for victory. They were playing for something greater, a legacy. The final whistle blew, sealing a 3-1 victory for Barcelona, and the players embraced on the pitch, their joy palpable. Sir Alex Ferguson, the legendary manager of Manchester United, would later reflect on the match, stating that Barcelona was the best team he had ever faced. This acknowledgement from such a respected figure in football was a testament to the extraordinary level of performance that Barcelona had delivered that day. That victory at Wembley was not merely a trophy, it was a celebration of football in its purest form. Barcelona had reaffirmed their supremacy, not just in La Liga, where they had already claimed the title that season, but in Europe as well. The 2010 to 2011 campaign was a culmination of years of development, strategy, and a philosophy that prioritized beautiful, attacking football. The influence of legendary figures like Johan Cruyff, who laid the groundwork for the club's style in the late 20th century, could be felt in every pass and every goal. Cruyff's vision of total football had blossomed into a vibrant reality under Guardiola, and the team's success was a fitting tribute to his legacy. Barcelona's performance during this season would go on to inspire countless players and teams around the world. Young aspiring footballers watched in awe as the likes of Messi, Xavi and Iniesta crafted their magic, dreaming of emulating their heroes. The way Barcelona played was a reminder that football is not just about winning, it is about the joy of the game, the artistry, and the connections forged on the pitch. As the years rolled on, the echoes of that historic season would resonate through time, serving as a benchmark for excellence in football. Rivals would come and go, and new talents would emerge, but the essence of what made Barcelona so special during that 2010 to 2011 season would remain a part of the club's identity forever. The beautiful game in all its glory was encapsulated in those moments where skill met passion and the world watched in wonder. As the sun began to set on the summer of 2011, the air was thick with anticipation in Barcelona. The city was alive with the vibrant colors of blue and garnet, the proud hues of FC Barcelona. The previous season had seen the team, under the wise guidance of Pep Guardiola, reach heights previously thought unattainable. The Champions League trophy had returned to Camp Nou, and the style of play they showcased was nothing short of mesmerizing. Yet, as the new season approached, a palpable tension hung in the air. It was not just a challenge from within, it was a challenge from their fiercest rivals, Real Madrid. In the 2011 to 2012 season, Barcelona found themselves facing a formidable opponent in Real Madrid, now under the management of the controversial José Mourinho. The rivalry, steeped in decades of history, took on a new intensity. Mourinho, known for his tactical acumen and psychological games, aimed to disrupt Barcelona's dominance in La Liga. The season unfolded with a series of matches that were more than just games. They were battles for supremacy. Each encounter was charged with emotion, with the stakes higher than ever. As the league progressed, it became evident that Real Madrid was not just a rival, they were a force to be reckoned with. The first El Clásico of the season took place in October, and it was a spectacle. The clash at Camp Nou ended in a 2-2 draw, a reflection of the fierce competition that defined the season. Barcelona, despite their brilliance, faced a growing fatigue that came from the relentless pressure of competing at the highest level. Each match took its toll, and the players, while talented, began to feel the weight of expectations. Lionel Messi, the jewel of Barcelona, continued to shine brightly. His ability to weave through defenders and find the back of the net was a sight to behold. The 2011 to 2012 season would become historic for Messi, as he reached a staggering total of 73 goals across all competitions. Each goal was a testament to his extraordinary talent, yet it also highlighted the burden he carried for the team. As he dazzled on the pitch, the demands of leading Barcelona became increasingly pronounced. In the midst of this turmoil, Barcelona managed to find solace in the Copa del Rey. The tournament provided a welcome distraction, a chance to showcase their artistry in a knockout format. The final, held in late April, saw Barcelona face Athletic Bilbao. The match was a showcase of skill, with Barcelona dominating possession and creating wave after wave of attacking opportunities. The game ended with a 3-0 victory for Barcelona, a moment of joy that felt like a breath of fresh air amid the mounting pressures of the league. The triumph in the Copa del Rey was not just a trophy, it was a reminder of the beauty of their football and the strength of their character. However, as the season wore on, the toll of fatigue became ever more apparent. Guardiola, a master tactician and an inspirational leader, announced that he would leave the club at the end of the season. This revelation sent shockwaves through the club and its supporters. Guardiola had transformed Barcelona into a footballing powerhouse, and his departure marked the end of an era. It was not just a farewell, it was a moment of quiet reflection on what had been achieved and what lay ahead. The final months of the season were bittersweet. Barcelona continued to play with flair, their style a blend of fluid passing and relentless pressing. Yet the shadow of exhaustion loomed large, and the team struggled to maintain the rhythm that had defined their play for so long. The matches against Real Madrid became increasingly tense, with each point in the league standing feeling like a monumental battle. The title race was fierce, and as the season drew to a close, it became clear that Real Madrid would emerge victorious in La Liga, ending Barcelona's reign at the top of Spanish football. As the curtain fell on the 2011 to 2012 season, the echoes of a remarkable journey lingered in the air. The season had been filled with highs and lows, triumphs and challenges. While Barcelona had claimed the Copa del Rey, the loss of the league title to their arch-rivals left a bittersweet taste. The beauty of their play, the artistry on the pitch, was a reminder of the heights they had reached, even as fatigue and change loomed large. In the wake of Guardiola's announcement and the end of the season, the club faced an uncertain future. The departure of a figure so central to their identity raised questions about what lay ahead. Would they be able to maintain the same level of excellence? Would the new manager be able to harness the talent within the squad? As supporters reflected on the season, they found comfort in the legacy left by Guardiola and the players who had made magic on the pitch. The story of FC Barcelona during this season is one of resilience, artistry, and the bittersweet nature of success. It reminds us that even in moments of brilliance, there can be shadows of fatigue and uncertainty. As the club prepared for the next chapter, the essence of what made Barcelona special remained a commitment to beautiful football, a legacy of excellence, and the unwavering support of its passionate fans. The journey of FC Barcelona continued, a tapestry woven with moments of joy, challenges, and the enduring spirit of a club that has captured the hearts of millions around the world. In the summer of 2012, FC Barcelona found itself at a pivotal juncture, a crossroads that would shape its future in ways both subtle and profound. After 4 glorious seasons under the stewardship of Pep Guardiola, whose tactical genius had redefined the way the game was played, the club was ready to embrace a new chapter. Guardiola, having led the team to an unprecedented array of trophies, including 2 UEFA Champions League titles and 3 La Liga championships, decided to step away from the pressures of the job. His departure left a palpable void, one that would be filled by Tito Vilanova, a man who had been by Guardiola's side as his assistant, sharing in the triumphs and the trials. Vilanova, with his calm demeanor and deep understanding of the game, was entrusted with the monumental task of not only maintaining the ethos that Guardiola had instilled, but also of navigating the inevitable changes that come with any new leadership. The 2012 to 2013 season began with a sense of optimism. Villanova's familiarity with the players and the club's philosophy suggested a seamless transition. Early on, the team showcased its trademark possession-based style, mesmerizing fans with fluid passing and intricate movements. Lionel Messi, who had already established himself as one of the greatest players in history, continued to dazzle, scoring goals with an ease that seemed almost supernatural. As the season progressed, Barcelona's form was nothing short of sensational. They surged through La Liga, collecting points with a remarkable consistency that would eventually see them finish with a record 100 points, equaling the tally set by Real Madrid the previous season. Matches were often a display of tactical brilliance, with the team dominating possession and dictating the pace of play. The likes of Xavi Hernandez and Andrés Iniesta orchestrated the midfield, weaving through opposition defenses with their exceptional vision and technical skills. In the attacking third, Messi was simply unstoppable, breaking records as he scored goal after goal, further cementing his legacy. However, beneath the surface of this success, there were signs of fragility that hinted at the challenges to come. Tito Vilanova faced personal health struggles that would cast a long shadow over the season. In December of 2012, he was diagnosed with a recurrence of cancer, a battle that would distract him from the demands of coaching at the highest level. The club rallied around him, but the emotional toll was evident. The players too felt the weight of these struggles, and while they continued to perform on the pitch, there was a sense that the unity and clarity that had defined the Guardiola era was beginning to wane. In addition to Villanova's health issues, Barcelona exhibited defensive vulnerabilities that were increasingly apparent as the season unfolded. While the attack remained potent, the backline occasionally faltered, allowing goals that had previously been unthinkable. The absence of a consistent defensive anchor became a growing concern. The reliance on the brilliant but aging Carles Puyol and Gerard Piqué created moments of uncertainty as younger players struggled to find their footing. The team's defensive organization, once a hallmark of their play, began to show cracks, and opponents started to exploit these weaknesses. The culmination of these challenges would come in the UEFA Champions League quarter-finals against Bayern Munich. In 2013, Barcelona faced a team that was not only formidable, but also on a quest for redemption after their own disappointments in previous seasons. The first leg in Munich was a harrowing experience for the Catalan side, as they suffered a staggering defeat, losing 4-0. It was a scoreline that reverberated through the footballing world, a stark reminder that even the best can be humbled. The return leg at Camp Nou was filled with hope, yet it felt more like a desperate attempt to salvage pride than a genuine belief in overturning the deficit. Despite a valiant effort, Barcelona fell short, exiting the competition with a total aggregate score of 7-0. This heavy defeat against Bayern Munich was a significant turning point, marking the end of an era that had been defined by possession football, tactical mastery, and an unyielding commitment to excellence. The aftermath of this loss resonated deeply within the club. It became clear that changes were necessary, both on and off the pitch. Villanova's health issues compounded the urgency for a re-evaluation of the squad and the strategies that had once brought so much success. The departure of Guardiola had initiated a transition, but the realities of the 2012-2013 season underscored that the club needed to adapt to a rapidly evolving football landscape. As the season drew to a close, there was a bittersweet quality to the celebrations of the league title. The 100 points achieved were a testament to the talent and determination of the players, yet the shadow of the Champions League exit loomed large. Fans celebrated the league triumph, but many were left contemplating the future of the club and the direction it would take. The emotional rollercoaster that had characterized the season was a reflection of the broader challenges that lay ahead in the ever-competitive world of European football. In the wake of the season's conclusion, the club initiated a period of introspection. The lessons learned from the setbacks would be crucial, as Barcelona sought to redefine its identity in the coming years. The departure of Villanova in the summer of 2013, due to his ongoing health issues, would further shake the foundations of the club. His legacy, however, would be one of resilience, a testament to the human spirit in the face of adversity. Barcelona would go on to hire Gerardo Martino, a decision that signaled a new approach, but the echoes of Villanova's tenure would linger, reminding everyone of the delicate balance between triumph and challenge. As the sun set on the 2012-2013 season, it was clear that FC Barcelona stood on the precipice of change. The past few years had seen an extraordinary level of success, but the realities of the present demanded a new vision. The club had to confront its vulnerabilities while nurturing the talent that had brought it so much acclaim. The journey ahead would be fraught with uncertainty, yet it was also filled with the promise of renewal. The history of FC Barcelona is one of resilience, evolution, and a commitment to excellence. And as they moved forward, the lessons learned during this transitional period would serve as a guiding light for the future. In the 2013-2014 season, FC Barcelona embarked on a new chapter in its storied history, marked by the arrival of the Brazilian forward Neymar. His unique flair and explosive creativity added a vibrant dimension to the team's attacking prowess, complementing the legendary Lionel Messi. The anticipation surrounding Neymar's signing was palpable, as fans and pundits alike speculated on how this dynamic trio of Messi, Neymar, and the ever-reliable David Villa could reshape the landscape of football. However, this was not just a season of promise, it was also one of growing pains, as the team sought to find its footing under the guidance of Tata Martino, who had taken the reins as head coach. Tata Martino, a man known for his calm demeanor and tactical acumen, faced the daunting challenge of maintaining the essence of Barcelona's possession-based style, while integrating Neymar into the fold. The Brazilians' arrival brought a fresh energy to the squad, yet the transition was not without its difficulties. The team struggled for consistency throughout the season, often appearing disjointed and lacking the fluidity that had defined the club during its golden years under Pep Guardiola. Despite the individual brilliance of Messi and the burgeoning talent of Neymar, Barcelona often found itself falling short in crucial moments, ultimately failing to secure silverware in all major competitions that year. Yet beneath the surface of this turbulent season, important pieces were quietly being assembled. The midfield, anchored by the legendary duo of Xavi Hernandez and Andrés Iniesta, continued to guide the team with their unparalleled vision and technical ability. Their experience and leadership were invaluable, even as the team grappled with its identity. Messi, too, began to adapt to a slightly deeper role, often dropping back to connect play and create opportunities for his teammates. This shift in positioning allowed him to influence the game from different angles, showcasing his versatility and footballing intelligence. As the season unfolded, Barcelona faced fierce competition, both domestically and in Europe. Rivals such as Real Madrid and Atletico Madrid were constantly pushing the boundaries, eager to dethrone the Catalan giants. Real Madrid, under the management of Carlo Ancelotti, had their own arsenal of talent, including the likes of Cristiano Ronaldo, who was in the midst of his own remarkable career. The rivalry between Barcelona and Real Madrid, known as El Clásico, reached new heights during this period, with each match carrying the weight of history and the fervor of their passionate fan bases. Atletico Madrid, too, emerged as a formidable opponent, showcasing a tenacity and resilience that caught many off guard. Managed by the astute Diego Simeone, Atletico's tactical discipline and counter-attacking prowess posed significant challenges for Barcelona. The two teams clashed in the Copa del Rey final that season, a match that would become etched in the memory of fans for its drama and intensity. Barcelona, despite their struggles, found themselves in a position to reclaim a trophy, but the final would ultimately slip from their grasp, a reflection of the tumultuous nature of their campaign. Throughout this period of transition, the influence of the club's rich history loomed large. The legacy of Johan Cruyff, who had passed away in 2016, continued to resonate within the walls of Camp Nou. Cruyff had laid the foundation for the club's philosophy, emphasizing a style of play that prioritized possession, creativity, and attacking flair. This philosophy had been the backbone of Barcelona's success during the previous decade, and as the team navigated its challenges, the echoes of Cruyff's vision served as both a guiding light and a source of pressure. As the season drew to a close, Barcelona found themselves at a crossroads. The promise of Neymar and the enduring brilliance of Messi offered a glimpse into a future filled with potential. Yet the struggles of the 2013 to 2014 season underscored the importance of finding balance and cohesion within the squad. The growing pains experienced during this time would ultimately serve as a catalyst for transformation, setting the stage for a new front three that would soon captivate the world. In the years that followed, the partnership between Messi, Neymar, and Luis Suarez would flourish, creating one of the most formidable attacking trios in football history. Their chemistry on the pitch was nothing short of magical, as they weaved intricate passes and executed breathtaking plays that left opponents bewildered. The evolution of this front three would not only redefine Barcelona's identity, but also leave an indelible mark on the footballing landscape. As we reflect on the 2013 to 2014 season, it becomes clear that this was a pivotal moment in FC Barcelona's journey. The challenges faced during this time were not mere obstacles. They were essential stepping stones that paved the way for future success. The arrival of Neymar, coupled with the enduring presence of Xavi and Iniesta, laid the groundwork for a new era, one that would soon be characterized by dazzling football and unforgettable moments. In the end, the story of FC Barcelona is one of resilience, evolution, and the relentless pursuit of excellence. The club's ability to adapt and grow, even in the face of adversity, is a testament to its rich history and the passion of its supporters. As the sun set on the 2013 to 2014 season, the seeds of greatness were being sown, promising a future filled with excitement and triumph. In the season spanning from 2014 to 2015, FC Barcelona embarked on a remarkable journey, one that would etch itself into the annals of soccer history. Under the guidance of new manager Luis Enrique, a former player and a man who had a deep understanding of the club's ethos, Barcelona was poised for a renaissance. The team had faced its share of challenges in the previous seasons, with moments of uncertainty and questions lingering around their ability to compete at the highest level. However, with a fresh vision and a renewed sense of purpose, Luis Enrique set out to bring the glory back to the Camp Nou. The arrival of Luis Suarez, a prolific striker known for his tenacity and skill, added a new dimension to the squad, joining the already formidable duo of Lionel Messi and Neymar. This trio would soon become known as MSN. Each player brought his unique flair to the field. Messi, with his unparalleled vision and dribbling ability, could weave through defenses as if they were mere shadows. Neymar, with his explosive speed and creativity, had the ability to dazzle both fans and opponents alike. Suarez, with his instinct for goal-scoring and fierce determination, completed the trio, forming a devastating combination that left defenders in disarray. As the season unfolded, early tensions and scrutiny surrounded the team. The media and fans alike watched closely, questioning whether the chemistry among the players would develop as hoped. However, as the weeks passed, something magical began to happen. The trio started to click, and the connection between them became palpable. They learned to anticipate each other's movements, creating an almost telepathic understanding on the pitch. It was as if they were dancing, each step in sync, each pass a note in a beautiful symphony of soccer. The La Liga campaign began to unfold with a rhythm that echoed the excitement in the hearts of Barcelona supporters. The team moved through the league with a sense of purpose, showcasing their attacking prowess and defensive solidity. The victories began to pile up, and the confidence within the squad grew. The fans, who had once expressed doubts, were now filled with hope and anticipation, as their beloved team began to resemble the Barcelona of old, a team synonymous with attacking football and beautiful play. In addition to their domestic success, Barcelona also made significant strides in the Copa del Rey. The tournament, known for its knockout format and the unpredictability it brings, became a stage for the team to showcase their depth and resilience. Each match was a test, but the players rose to the occasion, demonstrating their ability to handle pressure. The chemistry between Messi, Neymar, and Suarez only deepened as they shared moments of brilliance, creating goals that left spectators in awe. The Champions League presented another formidable challenge. Competing against the best clubs in Europe, Barcelona faced fierce rivals that pushed them to their limits. Yet, with each passing round, the team continued to grow stronger, fueled by the desire to reclaim their place at the pinnacle of European soccer. The knockout stages became a showcase for the MSN trio, who mesmerized fans with their fluidity and creativity. Each match was a dance, each goal a brushstroke on the canvas of their season. As the final approached, anticipation built to a fever pitch. The UEFA Champions League final took place in Berlin, a city rich in history and culture, and the atmosphere was electric. Barcelona faced Juventus, a club with its own storied legacy and a reputation for resilience. The stakes could not have been higher, as both teams sought to etch their names in history. The world watched as the two giants clashed, and the stage was set for a battle that would be remembered for years to come. In that fateful match, the brilliance of Lionel Messi shone brightly. He orchestrated the play with an elegance that seemed effortless, gliding across the pitch with the grace of a conductor leading a symphony. His vision allowed him to see opportunities where others saw none, and his passes sliced through the Juventus defense like a hot knife through butter. Neymar, too, dazzled on the grand stage, using his flair and creativity to bewilder defenders and create openings for his teammates. The synergy between the three forwards was palpable, a testament to the hard work and dedication they had put into building their relationship throughout the season. As the match progressed, it became evident that this was a Barcelona team reborn. They were not just a collection of talented individuals, but a cohesive unit that understood each other's strengths and weaknesses. Every pass, every movement on the field was a reflection of their shared commitment to one another. Luis Suarez, with his relentless work ethic, found himself in the right place at the right time, and when the moment came, he finished with precision, putting Barcelona ahead. The roar of the crowd echoed through the stadium, a chorus of joy and relief as hope surged through the hearts of Barcelona supporters. The final whistle blew, and as the players embraced each other on the pitch, it was clear that they had achieved something extraordinary. Barcelona had swept through La Liga, the Copa del Rey, and the Champions League, capturing their second treble in club history. It was a return to glory, a moment that encapsulated the essence of what made FC Barcelona so special. The joy and unity within the squad were palpable, and the understanding that magic happens when great talents work as one resonated deeply. As the celebrations erupted, the players were reminded of the journey that had brought them to this point. They had faced adversity, doubts, and challenges, yet they had risen above it all. The camaraderie that had developed among the squad was not just about soccer, it was about friendship, shared dreams, and the relentless pursuit of excellence. Luis Enrique had fostered an environment where creativity thrived, where players were encouraged to express themselves and play with joy. In the months that followed, the world would reflect on the brilliance of the MSN trio, the tactical acumen of Luis Enrique, and the spirit of FC Barcelona. They had not only reclaimed their place among the elite in soccer, but had done so with a style and flair that resonated with fans around the globe. The memories of their triumphs would linger, a reminder of the beauty of the game and the magic that unfolds when talented individuals come together for a common purpose. In the 2015 to 2016 season, FC Barcelona entered the campaign with a sense of purpose and ambition, eager to maintain the exceptional form that had defined their recent years. The team was buoyed by the extraordinary talents of their attacking trio, often referred to as MSN, consisting of Lionel Messi, Luis Suarez, and Neymar. These three players, each a maestro in his own right, forged a connection on the pitch that was both mesmerizing and effective. Their chemistry was palpable as they moved in harmony, weaving intricate patterns that left defenders bewildered and fans in awe. The season began with a clear vision, and Barcelona wasted no time in asserting their dominance in La Liga. Matches unfolded with a rhythm that was both beautiful and relentless. The team's fluid passing and intricate movement were hallmarks of their style, a style that had been meticulously crafted over the years. Each game felt like a carefully orchestrated performance, with Messi often taking center stage, showcasing his dribbling prowess and uncanny ability to find the back of the net. Suarez, with his tenacity and sharp instincts, complemented Messi perfectly, while Neymar brought flair and creativity, often dazzling spectators with his skillful footwork. As the season progressed, Barcelona's attacking prowess was on full display. They produced commanding victories, each match a testament to their preparation and understanding of the game. One of the most notable moments came during El Clásico, the highly anticipated clash against their arch-rivals Real Madrid at the Santiago Bernabéu. In this match, Barcelona delivered a breathtaking performance, securing a stunning 4-0 victory that echoed through the annals of football history. The goals flowed effortlessly, with Messi, Suarez, and Neymar each contributing to the scoreline, a reminder of the formidable strength of their attacking trio. The way they moved the ball, transitioned from defense to attack, and created scoring opportunities was a sight to behold, leaving the home crowd in stunned silence. Despite their domestic success, the Champions League proved to be a more challenging competition. Barcelona entered the tournament with high hopes, eager to reclaim the prestigious trophy that had eluded them in recent years. However, their journey was met with adversity. In the quarter-finals, they faced Atletico Madrid, a team known for its resilience and tactical discipline. The matches were fiercely contested, and Barcelona's fluid style of play was met with a stern defensive approach from Atletico. Ultimately, Barcelona fell short, exiting the tournament and leaving their European dreams unfulfilled. Yet even in this disappointment, there were glimmers of brilliance that reminded fans of the team's extraordinary capabilities. As the domestic season unfolded, Barcelona continued to impress in La Liga. Their ability to dominate matches was not just about individual brilliance, but also about the collective understanding that had been nurtured over time. Each player knew his role, and the synergy between them was evident. They pressed high, won the ball back quickly, and transitioned smoothly from defense to attack. This cohesive play was complemented by the tactical acumen of their manager, Luis Enrique, who had fostered an environment where creativity thrived. The Copa del Rey also became a focal point for the team during this season. Barcelona navigated through the tournament with the same determination they displayed in league play. Each match was approached with a mix of respect for their opponents and an unyielding belief in their own abilities. The final was a showcase of their talent and tenacity, culminating in yet another trophy for the club. The celebrations that followed were a testament to the hard work and dedication of the players and coaching staff as they lifted the coveted trophy high above their heads. Throughout the season, the narrative of FC Barcelona was interwoven with the stories of their rivals, particularly Real Madrid and Atletico Madrid. The rivalry with Real Madrid, steeped in history and passion, continued to ignite the fervor of fans on both sides. Matches between these two giants were more than just games. They were events that captivated millions around the world. The intensity, the drama, and the passion displayed on the pitch reflected the rich tapestry of football culture in Spain. Each encounter was a chapter in a larger story, a narrative filled with legendary moments and unforgettable clashes. Atletico Madrid, too, played a crucial role in shaping the season for Barcelona. Their tactical discipline and fighting spirit posed challenges that tested the resolve of the Catalan giants. The encounters between these two teams were characterized by a fierce competitiveness that often led to dramatic, edge-of-your-seat moments. The respect between the clubs was evident, as each sought to outmaneuver the other, leading to a rivalry that was built on mutual admiration as much as it was on competition. As the season drew to a close, FC Barcelona's achievements were celebrated, reflecting on the domestic double they had secured. Winning La Liga and the Copa del Rey was no small feat, and the players reveled in their success. The joy was palpable, yet there was a lingering sense of what could have been in the Champions League. For a club of Barcelona's stature, European glory was always the ultimate prize, and the disappointment of falling short weighed heavily on their shoulders. Yet, even without the coveted Champions League trophy, the 2015-2016 season was a testament to the beauty of football, the artistry of teamwork, and the magic that can unfold on the pitch. Barcelona's ability to create moments of breathtaking beauty through fluid passing and confident finishes was a reminder of why the game is so beloved. The season encapsulated the essence of their playing style, a style that had been honed over decades and celebrated by fans around the globe. In the quiet aftermath of the season, as players reflected on their journey, the bonds formed on and off the pitch became evident. The camaraderie, the shared experiences, and the collective pursuit of excellence forged a sense of unity that transcended individual accolades. Each player understood that they were part of something greater, a legacy that would be remembered for generations to come. The lessons learned, the challenges faced, and the triumphs celebrated were woven into the fabric of FC Barcelona, a club with a rich history and a bright future. As the sun set on another season, the world of football continued to turn, with new narratives waiting to unfold. Yet the echoes of the 2015 to 2016 season would linger, a gentle reminder of the beauty and passion that defines the beautiful game. FC Barcelona, with their remarkable trio and their commitment to excellence, had once again captured the hearts of many, leaving an indelible mark on the history of football. In the 2016 to 2017 season, FC Barcelona found themselves at a crossroads, a place where the echoes of past triumphs mingled with the whispers of change. The team had enjoyed an illustrious run under the guidance of coach Luis Enrique, who had taken the reins in 2014. During his tenure, Barcelona had secured a remarkable treble in 2015, capturing the La Liga title, the Copa del Rey, and the UEFA Champions League in one breathtaking sweep. Yet, as the seasons rolled on, the relentless march of time began to reveal some vulnerabilities within the squad, and the balance that had once been so perfectly orchestrated seemed to falter. The season started with high hopes and expectations, as Barcelona continued to showcase their trademark Tiki-Taka style of play. The mesmerizing passing and fluid movement on the pitch had become synonymous with the club's identity, captivating fans worldwide. However, as the weeks passed, signs of strain began to surface. The defensive organization, once a fortress, showed cracks that opponents were eager to exploit. Matches that should have been routine victories turned into frustrating draws, and the team struggled to maintain the same level of tactical cohesion that had defined their previous successes. Barcelona's fierce rivals, Real Madrid, were also in fine form during this period, and the competitive landscape of La Liga grew ever more intense. The two clubs, whose storied rivalry is known as El Clásico, have always pushed each other to new heights. This season, however, it seemed that Madrid had the upper hand, with their own star-studded lineup, including the likes of Cristiano Ronaldo, who was in the midst of a prolific scoring run. The La Liga title race became a fierce battle, with every point fiercely contested, and Barcelona found themselves in a precarious position, trailing their rivals as the season progressed. Then came the moment that would etch itself into the annals of football history, a night that would be remembered for generations to come. In the UEFA Champions League, Barcelona faced Paris Saint-Germain in the round of 16. The first leg in Paris had been a disaster, with Barcelona suffering a crushing defeat, losing 4-0. Doubts began to creep in, and many wondered if this would be the end of their European aspirations for the season. However, the spirit of the Catalan giants is resilient, and they returned to Camp Nou for the second leg with a determination that would soon become legendary. On that fateful night in March, the atmosphere was electric. The faithful supporters filled the stadium, their voices rising in unison, creating an almost palpable sense of belief. Barcelona needed to overturn a 4-goal deficit, a feat that seemed insurmountable. Yet, as the match unfolded, the impossible began to feel within reach. The team, driven by a sense of urgency and purpose, started to find their rhythm. Early goals from Luis Suarez and Layvin Kurzawa, who inadvertently scored an own goal, ignited the crowd, and hope began to flicker. As the match progressed, it became a thrilling spectacle, one that would be recounted in hushed tones for years to come. Neymar, who had been a vital cog in the team's attacking machine, showcased his dazzling skills, scoring twice and providing a sublime assist. With the score now at 6-1, the aggregate was level, and the tension in the stadium was almost unbearable. The final whistle signaled a remarkable comeback, with Barcelona winning 6-1 on the night. overturning the deficit and securing a place in the quarter-finals. The jubilation that followed was a release of pent-up emotion, a cathartic moment where the fans celebrated not just the victory, but the very essence of what it meant to be a Barcelona supporter. Yet, as exhilarating as that night was, it was soon tempered by the reality of their subsequent match against Juventus in the quarter-finals. The Italian side, known for their defensive solidity and tactical nous, proved to be a formidable opponent. Barcelona struggled to find their rhythm once more, and despite their best efforts, they were eliminated from the competition after a two-legged tie that showcased the evolution of European football. Juventus, with their organized defense and clinical finishing, proved too much for the Catalans, and the dream of another Champions League title slipped away. Back in La Liga, Barcelona continued to battle. The season wore on, and the title race became increasingly tight. With every match, the pressure mounted, and the team felt the weight of expectation. Real Madrid, under the management of Zinedine Zidane, continued to push forward, their players finding form at crucial moments. As the season drew to a close, it became clear that Barcelona would finish behind their arch-rivals, who clinched the title in dramatic fashion. The disappointment was palpable, as the club and its supporters realized that this season marked the end of an era. As the curtain fell on the season, Luis Enrique made the announcement that he would step down as head coach. His departure signified the closing of a chapter that had been filled with triumphs, joy, and unforgettable memories. Under his stewardship, Barcelona had not only won trophies, but also played a brand of football that inspired countless fans around the world. His decision to leave was met with mixed emotions, gratitude for his achievements, and sadness for the end of a journey that had brought so much joy to the club. In the aftermath, there was a lingering sense of nostalgia for the exhilarating highs of the past. The remarkable comeback against Paris Saint-Germain became a defining moment, a reminder of the resilience and spirit that has always characterized FC Barcelona. Yet alongside that joy was an understanding that the club needed to adapt and evolve. The beautiful game is ever-changing, and with each passing season, new challenges arise, requiring fresh strategies and philosophies. As the club moved into a new chapter, the legacy of the players who had shaped this era remained. Figures like Lionel Messi, who had dazzled with his extraordinary talent, and Andrés Iniesta, whose vision and creativity had been pivotal in the team's successes, would forever be etched in the history of the club. Their contributions were immeasurable, and the impact they had on both the pitch and the hearts of supporters would resonate for years to come. In the quiet moments that followed the end of that season, there was a collective reflection within the Barcelona community. The joy of the comeback against Paris Saint-Germain would be cherished, but so too would be the lessons learned in defeat. The journey of FC Barcelona is one of ebb and flow, of triumphs and tribulations, and as the club prepared for the next phase, there was an understanding that the spirit of the team, the passion of its supporters, and the beauty of the game would endure. The story of Barcelona is far from over. It is a tale that continues to unfold, rich with history and brimming with promise for the future. In the 2017 to 2018 season, FC Barcelona found themselves at a crossroads, grappling with the departure of their star player Neymar, who had made headlines with his record-breaking transfer to Paris Saint-Germain. The echoes of his flamboyant skill and dazzling dribbles were still fresh in the minds of fans, yet the club had to move forward. Under the guidance of Ernesto Valverde, who had taken the reins as head coach, Barcelona began to shift their focus towards a more stable and controlled style of play. The vibrant attacking flair that had characterized their football began to dim slightly, but this transition was not without its own merits. Valverde's approach was one of pragmatism, emphasizing a solid defensive structure while maintaining enough attacking potency to secure victories. The team adopted a more measured rhythm, which, while not as visually spectacular as the free-flowing football of previous seasons, proved to be deeply effective. Barcelona dominated La Liga, going unbeaten for a significant stretch of the season, and ultimately clinched the league title, which was a testament to their resilience and adaptability in the face of change. The squad saw the arrival of new talents like Philippe Coutinho and Ousmane Dembélé, both of whom were expected to help fill the void left by Neymar. Coutinho, signed from Liverpool, brought with him a wealth of creativity and vision, while Dembélé, who had joined from Borussia Dortmund, was a young, electrifying winger with the potential to become a key player for the club. However, the integration of these players into the team dynamic was not without its challenges. The tactical balance began to shift towards a more conservative approach, which, while effective, meant that the team relied even more heavily on their talisman, Lionel Messi. Messi remained the creative heartbeat of FC Barcelona, orchestrating play with his unparalleled vision and technical ability. He guided the team with a sense of elegance that few could replicate. Even in a season where the attacking play appeared to be more subdued, Messi's brilliance shone through. His ability to find space, create opportunities, and score crucial goals was as vital as ever. He was not just a player, he was the lifeblood of the club, embodying the philosophy and spirit of Barcelona. As the season progressed, it became clear that while the team might have traded some of their flamboyance for stability, they were still capable of producing moments of magic. Matches were often characterized by a patient build-up, with players displaying a calmness that reflected Valverde's philosophy. Each pass was calculated, each movement purposeful, and this allowed Barcelona to maintain control of games, often suffocating their opponents with their possession-based approach. Barcelona's domestic campaign was remarkable, but it was in the Copa del Rey where they truly showcased their intent. The tournament became a stage for the team to demonstrate their resilience and depth. Their journey through the competition was marked by a series of convincing performances, culminating in a final against Sevilla. This match would become a defining moment of the season. Barcelona emerged victorious, lifting the trophy and adding another piece of silverware to their illustrious collection. However, it was not all smooth sailing. The shadow of their rivals loomed large, and the spectre of Real Madrid was ever present. The fierce rivalry between these two clubs, known as El Clásico, had been a defining feature of Spanish football for decades. In the 2017 to 2018 season, Real Madrid was also undergoing changes, with Zinedine Zidane at the helm. They had enjoyed recent success in the UEFA Champions League, and the pressure was on Barcelona to keep pace. The matches between the two clubs were charged with intensity and passion, showcasing the best of Spanish football. In their first encounter of the season, Barcelona faced Real Madrid at the Camp Nou. It was a match that would be remembered for its drama and significance. Barcelona dominated the game, with Messi scoring a stunning late goal that sealed a 3-0 victory. The win was not only a statement of intent, but also a reminder of Messi's enduring brilliance in high-pressure situations. The atmosphere in the stadium was electric, as fans reveled in the joy of triumph over their historic rivals. Yet despite their domestic success, the season was not without its disappointments on the European stage. Barcelona entered the UEFA Champions League with high hopes, aiming to reclaim the title that had eluded them in recent years. The group stages went smoothly, and they advanced to the knockout rounds with confidence. However, in the quarter-finals, they faced AS Roma, a team that would ultimately prove to be their undoing. In the first leg, Barcelona secured a convincing lead at home, but the return leg in Rome turned into a nightmare. The team was shocked as they were eliminated, a bitter end to their Champions League aspirations. This heartbreak served as a reminder that even the most dominant teams could falter, and it highlighted the importance of mental fortitude in football. Valverde's Barcelona, while effective in domestic competitions, had yet to find the right formula for success in Europe. The lessons learned from this defeat would linger as the club sought to build for the future. The season concluded with Barcelona celebrating their League and Copa del Rey triumphs, but the challenges ahead were clear. As they looked to the future, the club would need to find a way to blend stability with the attacking flair that had defined their identity. The arrival of new players like Coutinho and Dembélé was a step in the right direction, but integrating them into a cohesive unit that could compete on all fronts would require careful planning and execution. As the sun set on the 2017 to 2018 season, FC Barcelona stood at a pivotal moment in their history. The departure of Neymar had forced them to recalibrate, to redefine what it meant to be a successful team. While the season may not have been as spectacular as those that came before, it was a testament to the club's resilience and ability to adapt. With Messi continuing to lead the way, the foundation was laid for a new era of Barcelona football, one that would seek to honor the past while embracing the future. In the season of 2018 to 2019, FC Barcelona entered the European stage with an air of confidence, bolstered by their recent domestic successes. They had secured the La Liga title with a comfortable lead, showcasing their dominance within Spain. The Copa del Rey was also on the horizon, and the team was filled with an undeniable sense of ambition. Their star player Lionel Messi was in sublime form, weaving through defenders with a mesmerizing grace that left spectators in awe. The football world watched as Barcelona prepared for the semi-finals of the UEFA Champions League, where they faced Liverpool, a club steeped in its own rich history and notorious for its passionate fan base. The first leg of the semi-final was held at the iconic Camp Nou, where Barcelona delivered a masterclass performance, defeating Liverpool 3-0. Goals flowed effortlessly, and the team seemed to be on the verge of something special. The electric atmosphere within the stadium felt like a celebration of football artistry. Messi, as always, was at the heart of it all, scoring a stunning free kick and assisting his teammates with pinpoint accuracy. It was a night where everything clicked, and the hopes of lifting the Champions League trophy once again felt tangible. However, as the second leg approached, the mood shifted. The footballing community was aware of Liverpool's storied resilience, a hallmark of their identity. Anfield, their home ground, was known for its raucous atmosphere, and it was here that they had orchestrated comebacks that echoed through the annals of football history. The match took place in late April, and as the players walked onto the pitch, the tension was palpable. The stakes were high, and the sense of impending drama hung in the air. As the game unfolded, it quickly became apparent that Barcelona was not the same team that had dazzled in the first leg. Liverpool, fueled by the roaring support of their fans, took the initiative. The first goal came early, igniting the crowd and sending a wave of anxiety through the Barcelona ranks. The second goal followed soon after, and suddenly, the 3-goal cushion they had so confidently built began to feel like a distant memory. With every passing minute, the pressure mounted, and the echoes of their previous season's heartbreak in Rome began to resonate. In the prior season, Barcelona had faced AS Roma in the quarter-finals, leading 3-0 from the first leg. But in a shocking turn of events, they had succumbed to a 3-0 defeat in the second leg, allowing Roma to advance on away goals. That painful memory lingered like a shadow as they found themselves in a similar predicament against Liverpool. The psychological toll was evident as players began to second-guess their abilities, and the once fluid passing game became hesitant and fragmented. As the match wore on, the unthinkable happened. Divock Origi scored the fourth goal, completing Liverpool's remarkable comeback and sending Barcelona crashing out of the tournament. The final whistle marked a moment of disbelief, and the players were left to grapple with the enormity of their defeat. For a club that had prided itself on its European pedigree, this felt like a seismic shock. The echoes of Anfield would haunt them, a stark reminder of their vulnerabilities, even amidst their successes. In the aftermath of that devastating defeat, Barcelona's season continued. They secured the La Liga title, a testament to their domestic strength, but the cloud of their European exit loomed large. The Copa del Rey final against Valencia provided a chance for redemption, yet the scars of Anfield were fresh. The match ended in disappointment, as Barcelona fell to Valencia, failing to add another trophy to their cabinet. Messi's brilliance was undeniable, as he continued to score breathtaking goals and create magic on the pitch, yet a shift had occurred within the club's psyche. The 2018 to 2019 season became a turning point for FC Barcelona. The confidence that had once defined their European nights began to feel like a memory, overshadowed by doubts and fears. The club had experienced unparalleled success over the years, with Messi leading the charge. He had become synonymous with Barcelona, a player whose talent transcended the game itself. Yet, as the season unfolded, it was evident that the psychological toll of their recent failures was taking its toll on the team. In the following years, as Barcelona sought to regain their footing on the European stage, they faced new challenges. The landscape of football was evolving, with clubs like Manchester City and Paris Saint-Germain investing heavily in their squads. The competition grew fiercer, and Barcelona found themselves in a battle, not just against their rivals, but against the ghosts of their past. The pressure to perform weighed heavily on the players, and the once invincible aura of the club began to crack. Key figures within the club, from coaches to management, recognized the need for change. The philosophy that had brought them so much success was being questioned. The Tiki-Taka style, characterized by short passing and movement, had defined Barcelona's identity for years, leading to countless victories and a plethora of trophies. However, as the footballing world evolved, so too did the expectations placed upon the team. The need for adaptability became increasingly apparent. In the summer of 2019, the club faced a pivotal moment. With Messi still at the helm, the focus turned towards rebuilding and restructuring the squad. The arrival of new players brought fresh hope, and with it, the promise of a return to the top. Yet the shadows of past failures lingered, and the journey to reclaim their status as Europe's elite would not be easy. As the years rolled on, Barcelona found themselves navigating the complexities of modern football. The emergence of fierce rivals both in Spain and across Europe added layers of difficulty to their quest for glory. Clubs like Real Madrid, with their own rich history and fierce determination, remained a constant threat. The El Clasico encounters, steeped in rivalry and tradition, became battlegrounds that tested the resolve of both teams. Through it all, Messi remained a guiding light, a beacon of hope for fans and players alike. His ability to rise to the occasion, to deliver in crucial moments, kept the spirit of Barcelona alive. Yet the pressure to succeed weighed heavily on his shoulders, and the burden of expectation became a double-edged sword. Each season brought new challenges, and the quest for that elusive Champions League title became a narrative that intertwined with the club's identity. The journey of FC Barcelona is a tapestry woven with triumphs and tribulations, where the echoes of past victories resonate alongside the lessons learned from defeats. As they continue to navigate the ever-changing landscape of football, the spirit of resilience remains a cornerstone of their identity. The story of Barcelona is not just about the trophies won or the matches played. It is a reflection of the passion, dedication, and unwavering belief that fuels their pursuit of greatness. As we drift into the story of FC Barcelona during the season of 2019 to 2020, we find ourselves in a time of turbulence and transformation. It was a campaign that held promise but quickly unraveled, revealing the cracks that had begun to form beneath the surface of one of football's most storied clubs. Barcelona, known for its beautiful style of play, was caught in a storm of inconsistency, and internal strife. The season began with Ernesto Valverde at the helm, a manager who had guided the team to a La Liga title in both the previous seasons. However, as the months passed, the cracks widened. The fans, once enamored with Valverde's pragmatic approach, began to express their discontent. There was a growing sense that the team was losing its identity, that the beautiful game they cherished was slipping away. In the early months of the season, Barcelona struggled to find their rhythm. Matches that were once routine victories became hard-fought battles. The team displayed flashes of brilliance, but these moments were often overshadowed by a lack of cohesion. The squad was filled with talented players, yet they seemed unable to connect with one another on the pitch. It was as if the spirit that had defined the club during its golden years had dimmed. The whispers of discontent grew louder, echoing through the stands of Camp Nou and beyond. The boardroom became a battleground, with tensions rising between the management and the players. The uncertainty surrounding Lionel Messi's future added to the atmosphere of unease. Messi, the talismanic figure of the club, had been a source of inspiration and stability for years. Yet, as the season progressed, rumors began to circulate about his potential departure, casting a shadow over the team's morale. As the calendar turned to January of 2020, the situation reached a boiling point. FC Barcelona, feeling the weight of expectations and the pressure of their legacy, made the bold decision to part ways with Valverde. In came Quique Setién, a manager known for his possession-heavy style of play, reminiscent of the days when Barcelona dazzled opponents with their fluid passing and intricate movement. The hope was that Setién could reignite the spark that had been missing, restoring the team to its former glory. Yet the transition was anything but smooth. The players struggled to adapt to Setién's philosophy, and what followed was a series of frustrating performances. The beautiful game, once a hallmark of Barcelona's identity, felt out of reach. Setién faced the daunting task of instilling a new vision in a squad that had become accustomed to Valverde's methods. The players were caught in a tug-of-war between two philosophies, and the results were often disheartening. The team managed to secure victories, but they were rarely convincing. The fans, who had once filled the stands with unwavering support, began to express their frustration. The atmosphere at Camp Nou, which had often been electric, felt tense and uncertain. The players, too, were aware of the mounting pressure. They were not just playing for points, they were playing for pride, for their legacy, and for the very essence of what it meant to wear the Barcelona jersey. As the season progressed, the challenges continued to mount. Off the pitch, boardroom conflict simmered, and the uncertainty surrounding Messi's future loomed large. The club's leadership was under scrutiny, and the fans were restless. The tension was palpable, and it felt as if the club was teetering on the edge of a precipice. The midpoint of the season brought a series of crucial matches, each one more significant than the last. The players knew that the stakes were high, and every point mattered. Yet despite their best efforts, the consistency they so desperately sought remained elusive. In March of 2020, the world was struck by the unprecedented impact of the global pandemic. As countries locked down and life as we knew it came to a halt, so too did the world of football. The La Liga season was suspended, leaving players and fans in limbo. For FC Barcelona, the break provided a moment of reflection, an opportunity to regroup and reassess. However, as the months passed and the world began to adapt to the new normal, the challenges continued. When football finally returned, it was under strange circumstances, with matches played in empty stadiums and the atmosphere drastically altered. As the season resumed, FC Barcelona faced a crucial test. The players returned to the pitch, but the weight of the previous months hung heavy on their shoulders. The pressure to perform was immense, and the team needed to find a way to rise above the chaos that had enveloped them. Setien's philosophy was put to the test, and as the matches unfolded, it became clear that the players were still grappling with the transition. There were moments of brilliance, but they were often fleeting. The team struggled to maintain the fluidity and cohesion that had once defined their play. As the league neared its conclusion, the tension reached a breaking point. The stakes were high, and the pressure was palpable. FC Barcelona needed to secure points to keep their title hopes alive, but the sense of uncertainty loomed large. Fans watched with bated breath as the team navigated through a series of crucial fixtures. Each match felt like a reflection of the turmoil within the club, and the players were acutely aware of the stakes. And then came the moment that would define the season, a match against Bayern Munich in the quarter-finals of the UEFA Champions League. The anticipation was electric, but so too was the fear of what lay ahead. The players stepped onto the pitch, and for many, it felt like a pivotal moment, a chance to silence the critics and reaffirm their place among the elite in European football. However, what unfolded was a nightmare that few could have anticipated. The match became a brutal reality check, as Bayern Munich dismantled Barcelona in an 8-2 defeat. It was a shocking and painful moment, one that would go down in history as a low point for the club. The players, who had once been revered for their skill and artistry, found themselves on the receiving end of a humiliating loss. In the aftermath of the defeat, the atmosphere surrounding FC Barcelona shifted dramatically. The era of calm control had given way to chaos, and the call for change grew louder. Fans and pundits alike began to question the club's direction, and the future felt uncertain. The defeat exposed the vulnerabilities within the squad and raised questions about the leadership both on and off the pitch. The internal struggles that had simmered throughout the season bubbled to the surface, and the need for urgent change became apparent. As the season came to a close, FC Barcelona found themselves at a crossroads. The painful lessons learned during this turbulent campaign would shape the club's future for years to come. The echoes of that fateful match against Bayern Munich would linger in the minds of players and fans alike, serving as a reminder of the fragility of success and the ever-present need for evolution. Change was inevitable, and the path ahead would require resilience, introspection, and a renewed commitment to the ideals that had once defined the club. In the quiet moments that followed the season's end, as the world began to heal from the pandemic and life slowly resumed, the whispers of hope began to emerge. FC Barcelona had weathered a storm, and while the journey ahead would be fraught with challenges, the spirit of the club remained unbroken. The players, the fans, and the legacy of the club would continue to inspire a new generation, reminding everyone that even in the face of adversity, the beautiful game would always find a way to shine through. In the 2020-2021 season, FC Barcelona found themselves at a crossroads, caught in the emotional whirlwind of change and uncertainty. It was a time when the deep bond between the club and its iconic figure Lionel Messi seemed to be fraying. Messi, having spent his entire professional career at Barcelona, publicly expressed a desire to leave, sending shockwaves through the footballing world. It was a moment that encapsulated the struggles facing the club, one that had dominated European football for over a decade. Although Messi ultimately stayed, the tensions within the club had become palpable, marked by a growing rift between the player and the board. Amidst this backdrop of emotional upheaval, Ronald Koeman, a former Barcelona player and Dutch international, took the helm as the club's manager. His appointment signified a shift, a move towards embracing a new generation of talent that was beginning to emerge from the club's famed La Masia academy. Young players like Pedri, Ansu Fati, and Frenkie de Jong started to capture the imagination of the fans, offering flashes of brilliance that hinted at a promising future. Pedri in particular was gaining recognition for his vision and maturity on the ball, while Ansu Fati's pace and goal-scoring ability had already made him a fan favorite. Frenkie de Jong, with his elegant style of play, brought a refreshing dynamism to the midfield. Barcelona's journey in the Copa del Rey during this season was a highlight amidst the turbulence. The team reached the final, where they faced Athletic Club, a historic rival steeped in its own rich traditions. In a dazzling display of skill and determination, Barcelona triumphed, with Lionel Messi delivering a performance that reminded everyone of his extraordinary talents. He scored 2 goals in the final, leading his team to a resounding 4-0 victory. That moment was a bittersweet reminder of the magic Messi could still conjure, even as whispers of his departure lingered in the air. However, the league campaign and European competitions were not as kind. Barcelona struggled with inconsistency, a reflection of the transitional phase they were undergoing. In La Liga, the team often faltered against opponents, dropping points in matches that they were expected to win. The pressure was mounting, not just on Koeman but on the entire squad, as the expectations of a club with Barcelona's illustrious history weighed heavily on their shoulders. The rivalry with Real Madrid loomed large, as always, and each El Clasico match was not just a game, but a battle for pride, identity, and honor. As the season progressed, it became increasingly clear that the team was caught between 2 worlds. On one hand, the nostalgia for the golden era of Tiki-Taka football, characterized by the likes of Xavi, Andrés Iniesta, and the legendary Messi. On the other hand, the urgent need to embrace a new style of play that could accommodate younger talents and adapt to the evolving landscape of modern football. Each match felt like a test of character, a challenge to find a new identity, while still honoring the legacy of the past. Koeman's tactical approach was sometimes met with skepticism. The once fluid, mesmerizing style that had defined Barcelona for so long was often replaced by a more pragmatic approach. As the players adjusted to Koeman's methods, there were moments of brilliance interspersed with frustrating lapses. The team had to navigate the pressures of their storied history, while also looking ahead to the future. It was a delicate balancing act, one that required patience and resilience. Throughout the season, the challenges intensified. Injuries to key players, including Ansu Fati, tested the depth of the squad. Fans watched with bated breath as their young star struggled to recover from a significant injury that sidelined him for much of the season. The absence of such a dynamic talent was felt deeply, and the hopes of many rested on his shoulders. Meanwhile, the financial woes of the club began to surface, casting a shadow over their plans for the future. The looming threat of economic instability added to the pressure, making every match feel even more consequential. As the season approached its climax, Barcelona faced a critical moment in the UEFA Champions League. The group stage had been a roller coaster, with some exhilarating highs and disappointing lows. In the knockout stages, they were drawn against Paris Saint-Germain, a club that had emerged as a formidable force in Europe. The 2-legged tie served as a stark reminder of the challenges that lay ahead for Barcelona. In the first leg, played at home, Barcelona fell to a crushing defeat, leaving fans in despair. The second leg was a chance for redemption, a moment to rally and prove their resilience. Yet despite a valiant effort, they were unable to overturn the deficit, ultimately bowing out of the competition. This defeat was more than just a loss. It felt like a harbinger of change. The echoes of past glories haunted the players and supporters alike, as they grappled with the reality that the club was on the cusp of a new era. The emotional weight of Messi's uncertain future loomed large, as fans pondered what life would be like without the man who had become synonymous with the club's identity. The sense of melancholy permeated the air, as whispers of transition filled the stadiums once filled with joy and celebration. As the season drew to a close, Barcelona would secure the Copa del Rey title, a moment of triumph amidst the turmoil, yet the lingering sense of melancholy remained. The victory felt like a bittersweet reminder that while the club had achieved success, the journey ahead was fraught with uncertainty. The relationship between Messi and the board continued to be strained, and fans held their breath, uncertain of what the future would hold. In the backdrop of all this, the emergence of the new generation provided a glimmer of hope. Young players like Pedri and Frenkie de Jong, who had showcased their extraordinary potential, hinted at the possibility of a brighter future. There was a quiet excitement in the air, a recognition that while the club was in transition, the foundation for future success was being laid. As the sun set on the 2020 to 2021 season, the echoes of the past intertwined with the promise of tomorrow, creating a tapestry of emotions that left fans both hopeful and reflective. This season was not just about wins and losses. It was about the essence of a club in transformation, navigating the complexities of legacy and future aspirations. FC Barcelona's journey was a reminder that, in the world of football, change is inevitable, but so is the enduring spirit of the game. As the fans looked toward the future, they did so with a mixture of nostalgia and hope, ready to embrace whatever the next chapter would bring. In the 2021 to 2022 season, FC Barcelona found themselves navigating unfamiliar waters. For the first time in over 20 years, the team began a campaign without the presence of Lionel Messi, a player whose name had become synonymous with the club's identity and success. Messi's departure to Paris Saint-Germain was not just a transfer, it marked the end of an era that had seen the team achieve remarkable heights, both domestically and in Europe. The financial constraints that led to his exit were a stark reminder of the challenges that had begun to loom over the club, casting shadows over their illustrious history. The season started with palpable anxiety. Expectations were tempered, as fans and analysts alike wondered how the team would cope without their talisman. On the field, the struggle was evident. Barcelona's performance was inconsistent, characterized by moments of brilliance that were too often overshadowed by lapses in concentration and cohesion. The team finished third in La Liga, a position that felt almost foreign, given their historical dominance in the competition. The Champions League proved to be a harsh reality check as well, with the team exiting earlier than many had anticipated, leaving both supporters and players grappling with the weight of disappointment. In November, a familiar face returned to the helm of the club. Xavi Hernandez, a legendary midfielder who had been an integral part of Barcelona's most successful era, took over as head coach. His return sparked hope among the fan base, a collective yearning for a revival that echoed the club's core values. Xavi's vision was clear. He sought to rebuild the team by focusing on youth, emphasizing the importance of cultivating homegrown talent from the famed La Masia academy. This philosophy resonated deeply, as it harkened back to the days when players like Messi, Andrés Iniesta, and Gerard Piqué emerged from the academy to become central figures in the club's success. Yet rebuilding is often a slow and arduous process. The 2021 to 2022 season was a time for reflection and rediscovery. The players had to adapt to a new tactical approach, while also grappling with the emotional ramifications of losing a figure as monumental as Messi. Xavi understood this delicate balance. He sought to instill a sense of identity and pride in the squad, urging them to embrace the challenge of carving out a new legacy. As the season unfolded, Xavi's emphasis on youth began to bear fruit. Young talents like Pedri, Gavi, and Ansu Fati started to take on more prominent roles within the squad. Pedri, a 17-year-old midfielder, showcased maturity beyond his years, often dictating the tempo of matches with his intelligent movement and passing. Gavi, even younger, brought an infectious energy and tenacity that reminded many of the club's golden generation. Ansu Fati, recovering from injury, represented the hope of a new dawn, showcasing flashes of brilliance that hinted at his immense potential. The rivalry with Real Madrid, once defined by the brilliance of Messi and Cristiano Ronaldo, took on a new dimension in this transitional period. Matches between the two giants of Spanish football had always been charged with emotion and intensity, and now they represented a clash of philosophies: Barcelona's commitment to youth and possession versus Real Madrid's ability to capitalize on experience and opportunism. The 2021 to 2022 season saw Barcelona struggle in these encounters, but each match offered valuable lessons, revealing the areas in which the team needed to grow and adapt. Off the field, the club's financial situation loomed large. The departure of Messi was emblematic of deeper issues that needed addressing. The board, under the leadership of President Joan Laporta, worked tirelessly to navigate the complexities of the club's economic landscape. This financial struggle was not merely a backdrop, it was a reality that shaped decisions at every level, from player contracts to transfer strategies. The challenges were daunting, yet Laporta's leadership brought a renewed sense of optimism, fostering an environment where change was not just necessary but embraced. As the season progressed, the emotional toll on the players and fans became apparent. The absence of Messi was felt not only in the goals and assists, but also in the intangible qualities he brought to the team, his ability to inspire those around him, to elevate the performance of his teammates through sheer presence. Yet within this vacuum, a new narrative began to emerge. The players rallied together, fostering a spirit of unity and resilience that began to take shape. Xavi's insistence on hard work and discipline started to translate into performances that, while not always perfect, showed glimpses of the potential that lay within the squad. Barcelona's journey in the 2021 to 2022 season was one of introspection and determination. It was a season marked by the shadows of the past, yet also illuminated by the promise of the future. The club was beginning again, guided by memory, but facing forward with quiet resolve. Each match became an opportunity to learn and grow, a chance to lay the groundwork for a new era. The players, under Xavi's stewardship, were not just playing for the present, they were building for the future, one step at a time. The philosophical shift that Xavi instilled in the team was palpable. He emphasized the importance of playing with joy, encouraging players to express themselves on the pitch. This approach resonated deeply with the club's identity, reminding everyone of the beautiful game that Barcelona had always strived to play. The Tiki-Taka style, characterized by short passes and fluid movement, began to re-emerge, though it required patience and practice to fully integrate into the squad's dynamics. As the season drew to a close, the challenges faced were significant, yet the growth was undeniable. The players had begun to forge a new identity, one that paid homage to the club's storied past while also looking forward with hope and ambition. The young talents who had stepped into the limelight were not just filling the shoes of legends, they were beginning to carve out their own paths, igniting a sense of excitement for what lay ahead. In the heart of Barcelona, amidst the vibrant streets and passionate supporters, the spirit of the club remained unyielding. The Camp Nou, a fortress that had witnessed countless triumphs, echoed with the dreams of a new generation. The journey was far from over, but the foundations were being laid for a brighter future. With each match, with every pass and goal, the players were not just playing for the badge, they were playing for the legacy of FC Barcelona, a legacy that would continue to evolve, adapt, and inspire for generations to come. In the 2022 to 2023 season, Football Club Barcelona embarked on a promising journey under the guidance of their former player, Xavi Hernandez. This chapter of the club's storied history was marked by a sense of renewal and optimism, as Xavi, who had donned the iconic blue and claret jersey during the club's golden era, began to mold a new generation of talent into a cohesive unit. The echoes of Barcelona's past glories resonated throughout the Camp Nou, as fans yearned for a return to the days when their team was synonymous with beautiful football and relentless success. Under Xavi's leadership, Barcelona welcomed a blend of youth and experience, with key signings like the prolific striker Robert Lewandowski joining the ranks. Lewandowski, who had made a name for himself at Bayern Munich, brought with him not only remarkable goal-scoring ability, but also a wealth of experience that proved invaluable for the younger players. The team slowly began to show signs of stability, as players like Pedri and Xavi emerged as bright stars, showcasing their skills and maturity on the pitch. Their development was a testament to the club's commitment to nurturing talent and fostering a culture of excellence. As the season progressed, Barcelona found their rhythm, and the tactical acumen that Xavi had instilled in the squad became increasingly evident. The team adopted a disciplined approach, focusing on solid defensive play, which had been a point of concern in previous seasons. With a renewed emphasis on organization and teamwork, the players began to rediscover control in matches, gradually restoring the pride that had once defined the club. The defensive solidity became a hallmark of their play, allowing them to weather the storms of intense matches and emerge victorious. The domestic campaign unfolded with Barcelona competing fiercely in La Liga, their focus sharpened by the lessons learned from earlier seasons. The matches against traditional rivals, such as Real Madrid and Atletico Madrid, were always pivotal moments in the season, and this year was no exception. The fierce rivalry with Real Madrid, known as El Clásico, had a way of igniting passion in both players and fans alike. The anticipation surrounding these encounters was palpable, and the atmosphere in the stadiums was electric, with supporters holding their breath in hope and excitement. In one memorable encounter during the season, Barcelona faced Real Madrid at the Camp Nou. The atmosphere was charged, as fans filled the stands, waving flags and chanting in unison, creating a sea of blue and claret. The match itself was a showcase of tactical brilliance, with Barcelona employing a high press that stifled their rivals' attempts to build play. It was in this context that Lewandowski shone brightest, finding the back of the net with a remarkable strike that sent the crowd into a frenzy. The victory not only solidified Barcelona's position at the top of La Liga, but also served as a statement of intent, signaling their return to prominence in Spanish football. As the season unfolded, Barcelona's consistency began to shine through, and they found themselves building a comfortable lead in the league standings. The balance they achieved on the pitch was a reflection of both Xavi's tactical philosophy and the players' commitment to executing the game plan. There was a sense of calmness that enveloped the team, a stark contrast to the tumultuous seasons of the past. It was as if the club was reclaiming its identity, rediscovering the values that had made it one of the most revered institutions in the world of football. While the domestic form was commendable, Barcelona's European campaign was less stable. The club faced challenges in the UEFA Champions League, where they struggled to find their footing against some of the continent's elite teams. The inconsistency in their performances on the European stage was a reminder that the road to complete redemption was still a work in progress. Nevertheless, the focus remained on the domestic league, where they continued to build momentum and confidence. Throughout the season, Xavi's management style became a focal point of admiration. He embodied the ideals of a true Barcelona player, emphasizing the importance of possession-based football, pressing, and a commitment to attacking play. His ability to connect with the players, combined with his tactical knowledge, fostered a sense of unity within the squad. As a former midfielder himself, Xavi understood the nuances of the game, and his insights guided the team through the trials and tribulations of a long season. As the campaign drew to a close, Barcelona secured the La Liga title, a moment of jubilation that marked a significant milestone in their journey. The players celebrated with their supporters, who had stood by them through thick and thin, their unwavering loyalty a source of strength for the team. The victory was not just a trophy, it symbolized resilience, growth, and a return to the club's core values. It was a reminder that, even in the face of adversity, the spirit of Barcelona could prevail. The sense of balance that had returned to the team was palpable, yet fans remained aware that the brilliance of old had not yet been fully recaptured. There were still moments of uncertainty, flashes of brilliance intertwined with periods of struggle. However, the foundations were being laid for a future filled with promise. The young talents, led by the likes of Pedri and Xavi, were beginning to carve their names into the fabric of the club, and with experienced players like Lewandowski providing mentorship, the future looked bright. As the season concluded, conversations around the next steps for Barcelona began to emerge. There was a growing sense that the club was on the brink of something special, a revival that could once again place them among the elite of European football. The lessons learned from the previous seasons, combined with the fresh perspective brought by Xavi, created an environment ripe for success. The echoes of past triumphs resonated throughout the Camp Nou, and the belief that Barcelona could return to their former glory was rekindled. In the heart of Catalonia, the story of FC Barcelona continued to unfold, a narrative woven with passion, dedication, and a relentless pursuit of excellence. The journey was far from over, but the progress made during the 2022 to 2023 season marked a significant chapter in the club's illustrious history. With a blend of youth and experience, a sense of stability, and a renewed commitment to their identity, Barcelona was poised to embrace the challenges that lay ahead, ready to write the next pages of their storied legacy. In the early 2000s, FC Barcelona began to emerge as a beacon of excellence in the world of soccer, a transformation intricately linked to the nurturing ground of La Masia, the club's renowned youth academy. This was not just a place where young players were trained, it was a sanctuary of soccer philosophy, a crucible where the beautiful game was taught as an art form. La Masia became synonymous with the club's identity, producing a generation of players whose names would become legends, and whose understanding of the game would shape Barcelona's destiny. Among the most illustrious of these talents was Lionel Messi, who joined La Masia in 2000. Born in Rosario, Argentina, he arrived in Spain at a tender age of 13, carrying with him dreams and a rare gift for the game. The academy embraced him, and under its watchful guidance, he blossomed. Messi's journey was a testament to the philosophy of La Masia, where the emphasis was placed not only on technical skill, but also on understanding space, movement, and the intricate dance of team play. His ability to weave through defenders, his vision to anticipate plays, and his instinctual connection with his teammates were all cultivated within the nurturing walls of La Masia. Alongside Messi, there was Xavi Hernandez, a maestro in the midfield, who joined Barcelona's youth ranks in 1985. Xavi's understanding of the game was profound, a blend of tactical awareness and an almost telepathic connection with his fellow players. He was the heartbeat of the team, orchestrating play with a calmness that belied the pressures of high-stakes matches. His partnership with Andrés Iniesta, another product of La Masia, became one of the most celebrated duos in soccer history. Iniesta, who joined the academy at the age of 12 in 1996, brought his own unique flair to the pitch. Together they formed a dynamic synergy, their movements fluid and intuitive, embodying the essence of Barcelona's playing style. Sergio Busquets, another pivotal figure, emerged from La Masia and made his first team debut in 2008. His role as a defensive midfielder was crucial, providing a shield for the backline while linking defense and attack. Busquets had an uncanny ability to read the game, making him an essential cog in Barcelona's machine. His understated brilliance often went unnoticed, yet he was the glue that held the team together, facilitating the intricate passing that characterized their play. Then there was Gerard Piqué, a towering presence in defense, who returned to Barcelona after his time at Manchester United. Piqué was not only known for his physical attributes, but also for his intelligence on the ball. He embodied the modern centre-back, capable of playing out from the back and contributing to the attacking phase. His leadership qualities emerged as he became a stalwart in defense, ensuring that the team maintained its balance even in the most challenging of matches. The philosophy of La Masia was not merely about individual brilliance, it was about creating a cohesive unit. The players who emerged from this academy shared a common language that transcended words. They had grown up together, forged bonds that allowed them to understand each other's movements and intentions without the need for verbal communication. This instinctive understanding was evident in the way they played, especially during the peak years of 2008 to 2012, when Barcelona dominated both Spanish and European soccer. During this golden era, FC Barcelona faced fierce competition, most notably from their arch-rivals, Real Madrid. The matches between these two giants, known as El Clásico, became legendary spectacles, drawing millions of viewers worldwide. The rivalry intensified during the 2010 and 2011 seasons, as both teams boasted an array of talent. Real Madrid, under the management of José Mourinho, sought to counter Barcelona's possession-based approach with a more pragmatic style. Yet it was Barcelona's commitment to their philosophy, spearheaded by their homegrown talents, that often prevailed. One of the most iconic moments of this rivalry came in the 2010 El Clásico, where Barcelona triumphed with a resounding scoreline of 5-0. It was a match that encapsulated the essence of their playing style, characterized by quick, intricate passing and an unyielding commitment to maintaining possession. The performance of Xavi, Iniesta, and Messi that day was nothing short of mesmerizing, as they danced around their opponents with grace and precision. As the years unfolded, the influence of La Masia continued to be felt not only within Barcelona, but also across the soccer landscape. The academy's commitment to nurturing young talent became a model for clubs around the world. The focus on developing players who understood the game at a fundamental level set Barcelona apart, allowing them to maintain their competitive edge even as the soccer world evolved. Other clubs began to invest in their own youth academies, seeking to replicate the success that Barcelona had achieved through La Masia. In 2013, Barcelona welcomed a new manager, Gerardo Martino, who sought to build upon the legacy of his predecessors. While the team faced challenges during this transitional period, the core group of players from La Masia remained integral to the club's identity. The experience and understanding that these players had developed over the years ensured that Barcelona continued to compete at the highest level, even as they navigated the complexities of a changing soccer landscape. The arrival of Luis Enrique as manager in 2014 marked a new chapter for the club. With a philosophy rooted in the principles of La Masia, he sought to reinvigorate the team, while blending the old with the new. Under his guidance, Barcelona experienced a resurgence, culminating in a historic treble in 2015, winning the domestic league, the Copa del Rey, and the UEFA Champions League. The synergy between Messi, Neymar, and Luis Suarez, who had joined the team, added a new dynamic to Barcelona's attack, showcasing the adaptability of the club's philosophy. However, as the years rolled on, the challenges of maintaining such a high level of performance became evident. The emergence of rival teams like Atletico Madrid, under Diego Simeone's tactical acumen, began to disrupt the traditional hierarchy of Spanish soccer. The competition grew fiercer, and the demands of the game evolved. Yet the legacy of La Masia continued to shine through, as the club remained committed to its roots, emphasizing the importance of developing young talent. Even as FC Barcelona faced ups and downs, the spirit of La Masia persisted. The academy continued to produce players who would carry the torch of the club's philosophy, ensuring that the heartbeat of Barcelona remained strong. The journey of these homegrown talents is a reflection of the broader narrative of soccer itself, a tale of dreams, dedication, and the pursuit of excellence. As we look back on the journey of FC Barcelona, it becomes clear that La Masia is more than just a youth academy. It is a living testament to the beauty of the game and the bonds formed through it. The players who emerged from its ranks not only shaped the club's history, but also left an indelible mark on the world of soccer. Their stories, woven together by shared experiences and a common philosophy, continue to inspire future generations, reminding us of the power of teamwork, understanding, and the love of the beautiful game. As we drift back to the years between 2008 and 2012, we find ourselves stepping into a remarkable era for FC Barcelona. Under the guidance of Pep Guardiola, the club blossomed into a force that not only collected silverware, but also redefined the very essence of football itself. Guardiola, a former player for Barcelona, understood the heartbeat of the club. His approach was not merely about winning matches. It was about crafting a vision of how the game could be played, a vision that emphasized fluidity, positional awareness, and a deep-rooted trust among players. In those early days of Guardiola's tenure, the team began to weave a style that was both beautiful and effective. It was characterized by intricate passing sequences, where players moved in harmony, anticipating each other's movements almost telepathically. This style, often referred to as Tiki-Taka, became synonymous with Barcelona during this period. It required not just skill, but an understanding of space and time on the pitch. Each player had a role, and each role was interconnected, creating a tapestry of football that was as much about artistry as it was about strategy. One of the cornerstones of this philosophy was the trust placed in the players. Guardiola had an innate ability to bring out the best in his squad, nurturing their talents while instilling a collective mindset. The likes of Lionel Messi, Xavi Hernandez, and Andrés Iniesta flourished under his stewardship. Messi, often hailed as one of the greatest players of all time, transformed into a footballing phenomenon during this era. His dribbling, vision, and scoring ability became the stuff of legends, and he was the embodiment of Guardiola's philosophy, a player who understood the importance of movement, not just with the ball but also without it. In 2009, Barcelona achieved an unprecedented feat by winning the treble, the La Liga title, the Copa del Rey, and the UEFA Champions League. This remarkable achievement showcased not only the talent within the squad, but also the fruits of Guardiola's meticulous planning and innovative tactics. The UEFA Champions League final that year, held in Rome, saw Barcelona face off against Manchester United, a club that, while a rival, also represented a different approach to football. Barcelona's victory in that match was a statement, a moment that echoed through the annals of football history, illustrating how Guardiola's vision could triumph over contrasting styles. As time moved forward, the years 2010 and 2011 saw Barcelona continue to dominate both domestically and in Europe. The rivalry with Real Madrid became even more intense, with matches often dubbed El Clásico, capturing the imaginations of fans worldwide. These encounters were not just about points, they were about pride, tradition, and the very identity of each club. Under the management of José Mourinho, Real Madrid sought to challenge Barcelona's supremacy. The tactical battles between Guardiola and Mourinho added layers of intrigue, as both coaches brought their philosophies to the fore. In 2011, Barcelona again faced Manchester United in the UEFA Champions League final, this time at Wembley Stadium. The match was a showcase of Barcelona's style, with a stunning performance that saw them claim their second Champions League title in 3 years. The scoreline of 3-1 reflected not only the talent on the pitch, but also the culmination of Guardiola's vision manifesting in a team that played with joy and purpose. The beauty of their play was a testament to the idea that football could be both a sport and an art form. As 2012 arrived, the winds of change began to blow gently through the Camp Nou. Guardiola, having achieved monumental success, announced his departure at the end of the season. His decision created a bittersweet atmosphere among fans and players alike. The legacy he left behind was profound, not just in terms of trophies, but in the way football was perceived. His influence reached far beyond the confines of Barcelona, as coaches and teams across the globe sought to emulate his methods. The passing game, the emphasis on possession, and the importance of understanding space became fundamental teachings in football academies everywhere. Even after Guardiola's departure, the essence of his philosophy continued to resonate within the club. Successors like Tito Villanova and later Gerardo Martino carried the torch, albeit with their unique interpretations. The underlying principles remained intact, fostering a culture of creativity and teamwork. The players, molded by Guardiola's teachings, understood the importance of maintaining that fluidity on the pitch. They embodied the idea that football is a collective endeavor, where each individual contributes to the greater whole. As we reflect on this period, it becomes clear that FC Barcelona was not just a club, it was a movement. The philosophy cultivated by Guardiola transformed how football was taught, played, and appreciated. It challenged the notion that winning was the only measure of success, instead proposing that the beauty of the game could coexist with effectiveness. The principles of positional play and intelligent movement became a legacy that would influence generations to come. In the years that followed, Barcelona faced challenges and changes, yet the foundation laid during the Guardiola years remained a guiding light. The club's commitment to nurturing talent through its famed La Masia Academy continued to produce players who could adapt to this philosophy. As new coaches arrived, they too had to respect and build upon the legacy left by Guardiola, ensuring that the club's identity remained intact. As we drift into the present, FC Barcelona stands as a testament to the power of ideas and the beauty of football. The echoes of Guardiola's philosophy can still be felt in the way the team plays, the values it upholds, and the aspirations it continues to chase. It is a reminder that football is more than just a game. It is a canvas where artistry meets competition, and where the spirit of teamwork can transcend individual brilliance. The journey of FC Barcelona, shaped by the vision of one man and the collective effort of many, remains a source of inspiration for fans and players alike. In the early years of the 21st century, FC Barcelona was on the cusp of something extraordinary, but it was not immediately apparent. Football, like life, ebbs and flows, and for Barcelona, the tide was about to turn dramatically. In 2004, a young, unassuming man from Rosario, Argentina, began to capture the hearts of fans around the world. His name was Lionel Messi. At just 17 years old, Messi stepped onto the pitch with a mix of youthful exuberance and raw talent that would soon make him a household name. His first appearance for the senior team was a glimpse of the magic that was to come, but it was only the beginning of a journey that would see him redefine the very essence of football. As the seasons progressed, Messi quickly became a fixture in the Barcelona lineup. In 2005, he scored his first official goal for the club, a moment that would resonate through the annals of history. It was a goal that seemed to encapsulate his entire journey, a swift dribble past a defender, followed by a pinpoint finish that sent the ball into the back of the net. The crowd erupted, and in that instant, Messi was no longer just a boy from Argentina. He was part of a legacy that would intertwine with the very fabric of FC Barcelona. The years that followed were marked by remarkable growth and development. In 2006, Messi played an integral role in Barcelona's triumphant campaign in the UEFA Champions League, helping the team secure their second title in 3 years. His contributions were often understated, but those who paid attention could see the spark of greatness. As he danced through defenders with an ease that seemed almost otherworldly, it became clear that Messi was destined for something special. The world began to take notice, and the stage was set for what would become a golden era in the club's history. With the arrival of Pep Guardiola as head coach in 2008, Barcelona entered a new chapter that would elevate the team to unprecedented heights. Guardiola recognized Messi's potential and shifted him into a more central role, allowing him to flourish in ways that had not been fully realized before. The 2009 season marked the beginning of a magical period for both Messi and the club. Under Guardiola's guidance, Barcelona achieved a historic treble, winning La Liga, the Copa del Rey, and the UEFA Champions League. Messi, now emerging as the team's talisman, scored an astonishing 23 goals in La Liga alone, capturing the first of many FIFA World Player of the Year awards. As the 2010 season rolled around, Messi continued to dazzle fans and critics alike. The connection he forged with his teammates, particularly with players like Xavi Hernandez and Andrés Iniesta, became the stuff of legend. Their interplay was a beautiful symphony, a dance of passing and movement that left opponents bewildered. Barcelona's style of play, known as Tiki-Taka, became synonymous with success, and at the heart of it all was Messi, orchestrating every move with a sense of calm and purpose. The 2010 FIFA World Cup in South Africa showcased Messi on the global stage, although Argentina's campaign ended in disappointment. Yet, his brilliance shone through, and the world knew that this young man was destined for greatness. The following years saw Messi reach new heights, both personally and professionally. In 2011, he led Barcelona to another Champions League title, scoring a memorable goal against Manchester United in the final. It was a moment that solidified his reputation as one of the greatest players in the game. The rivalry between Barcelona and Real Madrid, intensified by the presence of stars like Cristiano Ronaldo, added an electric atmosphere to each encounter. Matches between the two clubs, known as El Clásico, became must-watch events, drawing millions of viewers worldwide. Messi's ability to perform under pressure in these high-stakes matches only deepened his connection with the fans and further cemented his legacy. As the 2012 season unfolded, Messi's individual accolades continued to pile up. He scored an incredible 93 goals in all competitions, a record that still stands today. The sheer audacity of his talent left spectators in awe, as he dribbled past defenders with the grace of a dancer and finished with the precision of a master craftsman. The world watched as he claimed his fourth consecutive FIFA Ballon d'Or, a testament to his dominance in the sport. It was a year that epitomized not only Messi's brilliance, but also the collective strength of FC Barcelona. By the time the 2014 season arrived, the club faced new challenges. Injuries and changes in management tested the team's resilience, but Messi remained a constant source of inspiration. Even during difficult moments, his presence on the pitch was enough to uplift those around him. In 2015, he helped Barcelona clinch yet another treble, proving that despite the trials, the spirit of the team was unyielding. Messi's bond with the supporters grew deeper as they rallied behind him, celebrating every goal and every moment of magic he created. As the years rolled on, the challenges continued to mount. The 2016 season saw Barcelona face fierce competition from the likes of Atletico Madrid and Real Madrid, but Messi's brilliance shone through once again. His ability to deliver in crucial moments, whether through a stunning free kick or a perfectly timed assist, showcased his unwavering commitment to the club. The fans stood in awe, knowing they were witnessing something truly special. The connection between Messi and the supporters was palpable. It transcended the game itself. They were not just watching a player, they were part of a shared experience that would be etched in their memories forever. In 2018, Messi faced a new chapter in his career as the club began to navigate the post-Guardiola era. The departure of key figures and the emergence of new talents brought both excitement and uncertainty. Yet Messi remained the cornerstone of the team, leading by example and inspiring younger players like Ousmane Dembélé and Philippe Coutinho. The dynamics of the team may have shifted, but Messi's influence remained a constant, a guiding light in the ever-changing landscape of football. As the 2019 season unfolded, Messi continued to defy age and expectations. His remarkable ability to adapt to the evolving game was a testament to his dedication and passion for football. The rivalry with Real Madrid, now featuring the likes of Eden Hazard, remained fierce and captivating. Each match was a display of skill, strategy, and raw emotion, with Messi at the center of it all. He continued to break records, surpassing the legendary tally of goals set by former Barcelona greats, and solidifying his status as the club's all-time leading scorer. In 2020, the world faced an unprecedented challenge with the onset of the global pandemic. Football came to a standstill, and the world was forced to pause. Yet through it all, Messi's love for the game shone through. When the matches resumed, he returned to the pitch with the same fervor, reminding fans why they fell in love with the beautiful game in the first place. His performances were a beacon of hope during uncertain times, a reminder that joy could still be found in the simplest of moments. In 2021, the landscape of FC Barcelona began to shift dramatically. The departure of Messi, a moment that felt almost surreal, marked the end of an era. After more than 2 decades with the club, he would be leaving the team that had become synonymous with his identity. The announcement sent shockwaves through the footballing world, as fans mourned the loss of a player who had not only defined an era, but had also become a part of their lives. Messi's last season with Barcelona was a bittersweet farewell, filled with both stunning performances and emotional goodbyes. As he took the field for the final time in the iconic blue and garnet jersey, the memories flooded back, the goals, the assists, the moments of sheer brilliance that had captivated millions. The connection he had forged with the fans was palpable, a bond that transcended the sport itself. As the final whistle blew and the crowd erupted in applause, it was clear that Lionel Messi had left an indelible mark on FC Barcelona, one that would resonate for generations to come. His legacy, built on loyalty, passion, and unparalleled skill, would forever be etched in the annals of football history, a testament to a once-in-a-lifetime talent whose journey had inspired countless others along the way. From 2006 to 2022, FC Barcelona became a canvas painted with both vivid triumphs and deep sorrows, a narrative rich with emotion and history that reverberated far beyond the pitch. The club's journey during these years was marked by moments that stirred the soul, moments that made hearts race and spirits soar, intertwined with experiences that left indelible scars. It was a time when the beautiful game seemed to embody poetry, a lyrical dance of strategy, skill, and sheer passion. In the summer of 2006, the club was riding high, having just secured its second consecutive UEFA Champions League title. Under the guidance of the charismatic Frank Rijkaard, Barcelona's style of play was as mesmerizing as it was effective. The likes of Ronaldinho, Samuel Eto'o, and Lionel Messi were weaving magic on the field, captivating fans with their flair and finesse. The victory against Arsenal in the final, held in Paris, was a testament to their brilliance. Barcelona came from behind to win 2-1, a match that solidified their status as a footballing powerhouse. The joy of that night echoed through the streets of Catalonia, where fans celebrated the triumph as if it were a personal victory, a moment forever etched in their hearts. As the years rolled on, Barcelona continued to build on its legacy. In 2009, the club achieved an unprecedented feat by winning the treble, the La Liga title, the Copa del Rey, and the UEFA Champions League, all in the same season. Under the stewardship of Pep Guardiola, a former player turned manager, the team played a brand of football known as Tiki-Taka, characterized by short passing and movement. Guardiola's vision transformed the club into a relentless attacking force, and players like Xavi Hernandez, Andrés Iniesta, and Messi became the architects of this beautiful game. The Champions League final that year, played against Manchester United in Rome, saw Barcelona triumph 2-0, a match that showcased their dominance and left fans in rapture, believing they were witnessing something truly special. However, with every high, there came a low. The heartache of defeat is an inevitable part of sport, and for Barcelona it arrived in various forms. In 2018, the club faced a harrowing exit from the Champions League at the hands of AS Roma. After winning the first leg at home 4-1, expectations soared, but the return match in Rome became a nightmare. Barcelona suffered a 3-0 defeat, resulting in a dramatic aggregate loss of 4-3. The disappointment resonated deeply with fans, many of whom had invested their hopes and dreams in the team's success. The aftermath was a stark reminder of how quickly joy can turn to despair in the world of football. Yet the club's spirit remained unbroken, and its fans unwavering. In 2019, Barcelona reclaimed the La Liga title, a testament to their resilience. The season was filled with thrilling moments, including a memorable victory in El Clásico against Real Madrid, where they showcased their superiority with a decisive victory. The rivalry between Barcelona and Real Madrid is one of the fiercest in sports, a clash that transcends football and delves into cultural and political realms. Matches between these two giants are not merely games, they are events that unite and divide, evoking passion and pride among their supporters. The following years saw Barcelona continue to navigate a roller coaster of emotions. In 2020, the world was hit by the pandemic, and football, like everything else, came to a standstill. When the game resumed, it was in an empty Camp Nou, a haunting sight for fans who had long cherished the vibrant atmosphere of their beloved stadium. Despite the challenges, Barcelona managed to secure another La Liga title, but the joy was tempered by the knowledge that the footballing landscape was shifting. The rise of clubs like Paris Saint-Germain and Manchester City, backed by significant financial resources, posed new challenges for traditional powerhouses. The 2021 season brought further turmoil. Barcelona faced a heartbreaking defeat in the UEFA Champions League against Paris Saint-Germain, where they found themselves on the wrong end of a stunning comeback. After losing the first leg 4-1, the team needed a miracle in the second leg. Although they fought valiantly, the dreams of progression were dashed, leaving a bitter taste in the mouths of supporters who had hoped for a different outcome. As the 2022 season unfolded, Barcelona found itself at a crossroads. The departure of Lionel Messi, a player who had become synonymous with the club and its identity, sent shockwaves through the footballing world. After 21 years at Barcelona, Messi left for Paris Saint-Germain, leaving a void that seemed impossible to fill. The heartbreak was palpable among fans who had watched him grow from a young boy into one of the greatest players in history. The emotional impact of his departure was felt deeply, as supporters grappled with the reality of a future without their talisman. Yet, amidst the uncertainty, the essence of FC Barcelona remained intact. The club's commitment to its values, its focus on youth development, and its connection to the community continued to shine through. The Masia Academy, a breeding ground for talent, continued to produce players who embodied the spirit of the club. Youngsters like Ansu Fati and Pedri emerged, bringing fresh hope and excitement to the fan base. Their energy and enthusiasm were reminiscent of a bygone era, reminding supporters that the heart of Barcelona still beat strong. As the sun set on 2022, the story of FC Barcelona was far from over. The club had weathered storms, faced heartbreak, and celebrated triumphs, all while creating a tapestry of memories that connected generations of fans. The rivalry with Real Madrid would continue, as would the quest for glory in Europe. The highs and lows were part of the journey, a reminder that in football, as in life, joy and sorrow are often intertwined. In the end, the tale of FC Barcelona was not just about trophies or statistics. It was about the emotions that football evokes. It was about the community of fans who rallied behind their team, who sang the anthems, who celebrated victories and mourned defeats together. The club had become a part of their identity, a source of pride and passion that transcended the game itself. And as the world continued to turn, the lullaby of FC Barcelona would carry on, a beautiful melody of hope and heartache, forever echoing in the hearts of its supporters. From 2003 to the present, the golden era of FC Barcelona stands as one of the most iconic dynasties in football history. This remarkable period is characterized by a unique blend of talent, philosophy, and an unwavering commitment to the beautiful game. The players who donned the famous blue and garnet stripes during these years have left an indelible mark on the sport, shaping not just the club's identity, but also influencing football on a global scale. It all began in 2003 when the club appointed Frank Rijkaard as head coach. Rijkaard, a former Barcelona player himself, brought a refreshing vision to the team. He believed in a style of play that emphasized possession, movement, and fluidity. Under his guidance, the team began to develop a distinct identity, one that would come to be known as Tiki-Taka. This approach relied on short, quick passes and an emphasis on maintaining possession, effectively turning the game into a chess match where every move mattered. In the following years, a young Lionel Messi emerged from the famed Masia academy, which had already produced numerous talents. Messi's rise was meteoric, and by 2006 he was becoming a crucial part of the first team. His dribbling skills, vision, and ability to score from seemingly impossible positions made him a standout player. It was during the 2006 UEFA Champions League final, held in Paris, that Messi first tasted victory with the senior team, although he did not play in that match due to injury. Nevertheless, the triumph against Arsenal was a sign of things to come. As the 2007 season rolled in, Barcelona started to showcase their attacking prowess. With players like Ronaldinho, Samuel Eto'o, and of course Messi, the team was a joy to watch. Ronaldinho, with his dazzling skills and infectious smile, was the heart of the team. His creativity on the ball brought a flair that captivated fans and opponents alike. In that season, Barcelona secured the La Liga title, marking a resurgence in their fortunes. The following years saw an evolution in the team as Rijkaard's contract was not renewed after the 2008 season. In came Pep Guardiola, a former Barcelona player who had spent years studying the game. Guardiola's appointment was a pivotal moment for the club. He refined Rijkaard's principles and introduced a more rigorous tactical discipline. Under his stewardship, Barcelona's style became more defined, and they began to dominate both domestically and in Europe. In 2009, the team achieved an unprecedented feat by winning the treble, the La Liga title, the Copa del Rey, and the UEFA Champions League. This triumph solidified Guardiola's philosophy and the players' understanding of their roles. The final of the Champions League that year, held in Rome, saw Barcelona defeat Manchester United, showcasing a level of football that left fans and pundits alike in awe. The synergy between Messi, Eto'o, and Thierry Henry was mesmerizing, and it became clear that Barcelona was not just a team, they were a movement. As the years rolled on, Barcelona continued to create history. In 2010, Messi won his first Ballon d'Or, awarded to the best player in the world, a recognition of his extraordinary talent and influence on the game. His individual brilliance was complemented by a strong team ethos, with players like Xavi Hernandez and Andrés Iniesta forming a midfield partnership that was the envy of clubs around the world. Xavi, with his pinpoint passing, and Iniesta, with his dribbling and vision, were key figures in the team's success, embodying the philosophy of more than a club. The rivalry with Real Madrid, often referred to as El Clásico, intensified during this period. Matches between these two giants of Spanish football became epic encounters, filled with drama, skill, and tension. The 2010 and 11 seasons saw Barcelona and Real Madrid clash repeatedly, both in La Liga and the Champions League. These matches were not just about points, they were about pride, legacy, and the very essence of football in Spain. In the 2011 Champions League final, Barcelona faced Manchester United once more, this time at Wembley Stadium. The performance was nothing short of spectacular, with Barcelona winning 3-1. Messi scored a stunning goal, and the team's fluid passing and movement were hailed as some of the best football ever played. This victory further cemented Barcelona's place in football history, as they showcased a brand of play that was both effective and beautiful. As the golden era progressed into the early 2010s, the team continued to dominate. In 2013, they set a record for the most points in a single La Liga season, amassing 115 points. The players were not just winning matches, they were rewriting the history books. However, with great success came the pressure of expectations. The team was under constant scrutiny, and each match felt like a defining moment. In 2014, the winds of change began to blow. After a disappointing exit from the Champions League, Guardiola departed for Bayern Munich, and Luis Enrique took the reins. Under his management, the team continued to flourish. The combination of Messi, Neymar, and Luis Suarez formed a formidable attacking trio, known affectionately as MSN. Their chemistry on the pitch was electric, and they enjoyed immense success, culminating in another treble in 2015. As the years progressed, FC Barcelona faced new challenges. The departures of key players like Xavi and Iniesta marked the end of an era. Yet the club remained committed to nurturing young talent from La Masia and integrating them into the first team. Players like Sergi Roberto and Ousmane Dembele became vital components of the squad, showcasing the club's dedication to its identity and philosophy. The rivalry with Real Madrid continued to simmer, with each encounter drawing millions of viewers worldwide. The stakes were always high, and the matches were often closely contested. In 2017, both teams faced off in the Copa del Rey final, with Barcelona emerging victorious. This victory was a testament to the club's resilience and ability to adapt, even as the footballing landscape evolved. In 2019, the team faced another significant challenge. The UEFA Champions League semi-final against Liverpool became one of the most memorable matches in recent history. After winning the first leg 3-0, Barcelona was stunned by Liverpool's incredible comeback at Anfield, losing 4-0. This match served as a harsh reminder of the unpredictability of football, but it also highlighted the passion and determination that defines the sport. As we moved into the early 20s, FC Barcelona continued to navigate the complexities of modern football. The financial landscape was changing, and the club faced challenges both on and off the pitch. Despite this, the spirit of the golden era remained alive in the hearts of fans and players alike. The memories of breathtaking goals, unforgettable matches, and the sheer joy of watching football played at its highest level linger on. Throughout this rich tapestry of history, FC Barcelona has not just been a football club, it has been a source of inspiration, a symbol of hope, and a testament to the power of belief. The players, coaches, and fans have all played a part in this remarkable journey, and while the golden era may have evolved, its legacy continues to shine brightly. The essence of what makes Barcelona special, the artistry, the passion, and the unwavering commitment to excellence endures, reminding us that football is not just a game, it is a beautiful art form that unites us all.